Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 291. I'll be with you after the intro. Finally. Finally got there. So much 1:30. I always like to see how the concurrent users drops from 5 to 2 all of a sudden and 1. It's really weird. Has Google got 5 bots or something? Troll accounts. Susan's not around, I don't think. There she is. I don't think those stats are right, surely. 0? No, I don't believe that. Maybe I should just do offline lives and just upload it at the end. Who wants to interact? Nobody, only frauds. Only the scumbags out there on the web want to interact with me. Where's all the truthers? Actually, the scumbags don't interact with me, they're too damn scared. Oh dear. Good to be back. Okay, no swearing in the sides, be civil to each other, no trolling, no self-promotions, no promoting fraud channels, or you'll be kicked with a warning, and the moderators will probably end up banning you if you keep doing it. Hey. Looks like it might be working. I'm not sure how the audio is coming out. Let me just check. We've got the shower next door going. Sounds alright. Hopefully the noise cancellation works. A wee bit anyway. Sliding off the bed already. Damn thing. Okay, let's see if I get adjusted without getting a sore neck. So Shelley's on, so I assume your laptop's working now. I've told you everything you need to know, Shelley. You just have to read the emails. I've copied and pasted it from Discord, so you could always get it from email. Routers should be simple. I got a picture of it on one of the links. You just have to click on it and see the back of a router. If yours doesn't look like that, then I don't know what A&T is doing. I'm not sure if you are going through fiber or using some sort of card in the AT&T to access 5G, which is possible. But that seems like a crazy plan to me, because that's coming through wireless, which is less stable than a fiber cable would be. So you probably need to change that plan to something a bit better, so it's fiber straight to a wall unit, which they call a fiber unit, which converts it from light to electric again on copper wire, which goes to your router, which has the antennas on for your household Wi-Fi, as well as ports in the back if you want to connect a cable directly to it to get maximum speed. It's so easy. It's not rocket science. You know, it's not like I have to teach you everything on a live stream, but maybe I do. Maybe they don't teach you anything in USA there. Like to keep you dumb, maybe. You know, but you can self-learn like I do, using search engines and people's web pages and YouTube videos. And then you can say, well, Yeah, that's what they did, but I can do that a lot better, and you can just improve on it and make your own video, which actually condenses it down. I see a lot of Indians do these tutorial videos, and you can't understand a word they're saying. Or they have a really small font and you can't see what they're doing. So yeah, I do it the best I can for older people, lay persons, and people with bad eyes. So today is midweek catch-up on UFO vids and bullshit from fraud channels. Fun. And not sure who's out there. Is Susan with us? So the subs are sort of stalled again, but they have gone up. They keep going up 1 or 2. But yeah, I think YouTube's done for actually. Almost ready to abandon YouTube completely. So fed up with it. Certainly loaded towards all the fraud channels out there. Now they're sort of networking together. They're sort of getting the few UFO nuts out there to subscribe to all each other, so they're all gaining subs and views. But the UFO people are being misinformed or not being educated what to look for in videos. They're none the wiser. They get thicker and thicker. That's what I call the dumb and down factor. So I better not turn this into a rant, but you can see I'm getting sick of it all out there. 4 years of the same BS in the UFO field. You can see why Lions Ground wanted out of it. It's the same crap, and no matter what you're trying to do to educate people, they're just too stupid, especially in America. It's only the few out there that we've got on our team here that seem to have any brains whatsoever. So yeah. So first up, I want to point out some good comments that come my way. Just to start off with something positive. I don't really expect anyone to come to my live show, but it's going to be done. It's going to be some good stuff. It's good stuff that I'm going to tell you here about your criminal network out there. But anyway, let's have a look at the comments. Oh yeah, so I got a few snapshots here. So what was this one here? So that was a good comment I got on a recent person that finally found Tyler's video after 4 years. See if we can zoom in and read it. Well, Grand Detective World, I think your expose here of Klockner should be required viewing for all those curious to know if any of the big boys of YouTube ufology ever personally engage themselves in staging hoaxes. And we know for a fact that Third Phase has, and also Tyler. And of course, Mr. MBB is always being deceptive, trying to point out clouds as motherships. And of course, all the other channels look at balloons and call them UFOs. Which we've pointed out recently in a couple of weeks of looking at videos there. What they're saying and what we found out. Obviously, they do and should be held accountable and made to feel ashamed of themselves. But that's the problem with scammers and things. They don't have that guilt complex that's in their DNA. They don't see stealing and selling stolen goods as being too bad. It's not hurting anybody. Well, it does. It hurts everybody because it increases insurance premiums. And someone's lost their pride and joy of goods they had. It might be a drone, it might be a TV, who knows? But we're going to talk a bit more of that later on this live stream. I think it's disgusting, really, and almost Google needs a background checker on criminal records and allow someone to be on their YouTube channel in the first place. That's what I feel, anyway. Especially if they got outstanding or pending crimes. Portraying what amounts to them washing our precious time. That's right. It's costing people time and money. When they think they're getting the news and facts when they're just being lied to. Could be focusing on actual event or case. That's right. If this isn't great proof that not only is he now busted as being a hoaxer, but it's circumstantial evidence that he is a disinformation shill as well, then I don't know what more one would need to see or hear. Damn right on, mate. I'm not sure what your name was because I sort of cut it off there, but and yet you know what Tyler said to all of them, that both of those were April Fool hoaxes, and we can prove by date stamps when they're first uploaded by him that wasn't the case. So this scammers will always lie and do damage control. So just be aware of that one. And of course I said to him, thanks mate, but alas I'm the most hated UFO channel doing so. And I feel in making no headway against the other big fraud channels teaming up lately. Namely, Third Phase of the Moon. Looks like my other comment vanished to you. Yeah, so Google's censoring what I'm saying too. Sucks badly. So what else we got here? Scott Bell. Come across one of my recent videos on what was it now? Nightcrawlers. Keep up the good work. Still watching but struggling to catch up on your long videos. But getting there. Yeah, so a lot of people complain about long videos, but it's the only way to get information across and your feelings about stuff. Considering they throw like $500 donations at that dark journalist guy, he just sits there in a suit with his goatee going, and he just talks out of crap. Talks conspiracies and zero proof, doesn't bring up anything on the screen to show you documents, just sits there and people just throw money at him. And God knows how many followers he's got, hundreds of thousands I suppose. And of course we got the regular person that writes good comments on every video almost, is Charles. So I thought I'd give him a call out here because he does some good comments and he also offers some things I may have missed or suggestions. I think you were bang on with, and he puts the time mark on here so people can go and look of what it was. Been a few of them windsuit flying people killed all over the world over the last few years. So that was talking about one particular video that we're looking at, that Third Face were putting up as a tic-tac. And I said it looks to me like a flying suit. And of course you had perspective, you know, that sort of misled you. I better minimize that. That's still working alright out there. Everyone's quiet on the side, or the one person is. Hello. Nope, no one out there. Hopefully the sound's alright. Got no one to check it for me. Not sure what's happened with Susan, but everybody's doing crazy hours again. I did give enough warning that I was doing one. So he goes on here, my god, aren't Third Phase just utter garbage and should go like some others I'm not going to mention? Obviously Tyler. Good job, Paul, but not many viewers, and that's the problem. Susan is here. Good, at least we got someone checking it out for us. It's starting to feel like a one-man band again. And we've got another comment from Charles here. Paul, your eyesight was getting really bad. That's because my sugar level had dropped as well. And when your sugar level drops below 3, your vision is the first to go on your brain. And then your motor motion of the hands, you get shivering. It's kind of crazy. It feels really scary when it happens. There was a nurse that was injecting kids in hospital in UK recently, wasn't there? They called her the serial killer. She was injecting insulin into the kids and they'd go into shaken and coma because they would be sleeping, and the doctors wouldn't know what was wrong, and obviously giving sugar counteracts it, but by then it's too late. Scary. That's what you put a lot of trust in who's in the hospitals. You don't know what a nurse is injecting into your fluid drip. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Could be serial killers out there everywhere. When I was looking for Centerville, yeah, that one on that flight radar. They really need an option, go to destination, for people like me that want to use it to see if there's any planes over that particular part, but they don't have the option like Google has. Was shouting at the screen. Well, shouting at the screen is not going to work unless you're on voice mode with me. And you're quite welcome to come on, Charles, if you want to come on the video, but it will cause more CPU, of course. But if you just turn off your video and just talk on voice, you could talk to me and help give assistance on voice if you want to. You could easily have said something in the side chat, I guess, but I guess you weren't on at that stage. What is that? Some people put such stupid things up as UFOs, don't they? Good job, someone sensible can debunk them. See you tonight, mate. So he puts up really good ones, and of course Susan has put up a few good ones too, but everybody knows that she's part of the team, which has less impact than Charles, who's a follower. Great show. You're the only channel who actually takes the time to analyze all the all the UFO claims and help us sort through all the BS out there. Not to mention the fact that I actually learn something from every live stream you do, so keep up the great work. Yeah, I might have to put a test on you, Susan, see how much you learnt. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's easy to forget, I tell you. But it's easy to relearn. Now the crap I had to learn at university, functional languages and all that you never use in your whole life. But the idea is to get you to think outside the box, which is what university is all about. To question the standard narrative that the Big Bang started the universe. Although a lot of their funding is from places that want you to find proof of that. And if you find otherwise, they cut the funding. You've probably seen a few documentaries out there where professors have lost their jobs when they find information that counteracts the Big Bang Theory, which is not the TV show that we're talking about. And the last one from Charles here, I think. Well, Paul, that was such a long show last night. That's when Robert did a 5-hour one, I think. Just managed to finish. I laughed the same as you. Is that Robert's one? Yeah, it is. Commercial pilots. I laughed the same as you did about the in focus UFOs. Yeah, that was a really funny event. when they come on and started slagging us off when they had that. He was Mr. Ed, had that fake UFO toy rotating on a fake video background. Stupid git. Oh, such hard words. When I looked at the channel, guess who was on the chat? Renee Cruz. Making some stupid comments. See, Renee, you're not really liked by everybody. Awesome extraterrestrial alien UFO. Yeah, he keeps posting that one, doesn't he? But you can see it was a CGI fake. That has to be your best show ever, apart from the problems at the beginning. Well, the men in black and the women in black are out to get us. So I thought I'd like to share some positive comments that are coming through. And we just don't get enough of them. And more comments out there from side chatters, the more likely we're going to get people that's going to sub to us, or at least spend the time watching a podcast for the first time in their life. They're so used to these 5-minute videos, they don't know what it's like to sit down in a class and actually just learn something. So yeah, I'll just drop that into that folder there. Since we've gone through it, I'll keep a backup of things I've done sometimes. Just in case I need to go back and say, well, that's not what I said. Let's go back and read the comment. So that was those two at the beginning here. I just put them there just to remind me. Charles, Susan 1. So yeah, you've the Dream Team are like taking over the UFO thing at the moment, and I started looking into the backgrounds of these so-called experts. And this one here is just like trying to be an actor and is a fashion person, so to speak, model. And reason she's got on the show is through this guy here, Doc Skinner, who hired her as an actor, I guess, producer and actor known for 1028 Live with Doc Skinner. And I guess that's why the Cousin Bros know about him, because they've done some documentaries and they're probably looking for people to help them produce, get it out there to sell it. And you can see here it always lists what they've done, but I was looking for all the stuff on UFOs and there is nothing there about being part of MUFON, not being a proper investigator, not knowing the protocols. This guy's just BS, and this girl is just a, am I allowed to say it, bimbo? She's just like a talking mouthpiece just to bring in ratings for Third Phase of the Moon, obviously. Get all the Generation M's excited looking at her. They probably don't even listen to a single word she's saying. They're just sort of mouth open staring at the screen probably. So here she is, an actress for heavy metal, no wonder. I tried so hard. Short, not my age, short. And a TV series with Mr. Doc Skinner. That's the only one she's done. All the others is wannabe. I want to be famous. I want lots of money. Mysterious girl in a red dress, pre-production. So what's that, like a music video? So yeah, why are they on a UFO channel? Born and raised in Illinois, Apala had dreams to make a difference and play an important role on Earth. Prior to her aspirations in entertainment, that kind of tells me like a porn star, doesn't it? Entertainment. She was infatuated with reading and educating and devoted all her time to understanding the world around her. Growing up with a younger brother who had a life-threatening disease. Oh, here we go. This is the soapbox thing, isn't it? She understood the importance of giving back to her community. Oh, this blurb, but this goes on and on and on. Local youth group. Charities. That sounds like a Christian, right? Is it? Catholic. Playing guitar for elderly in nursing home. I hope they appreciated it. If it's heavy metal, I don't think so somehow. Acting and begun guitar lessons. So where's all the UFO? Where's MUFON director? MUFON, how about a Bachelor of Science or even a PhD or something? No, she's an expert on a UFO channel. So I can't see anything there about anything about science background. So yeah, always best to check out people, isn't it? And close that one down. Here she is. That's what she's good for. From Star Trek Picard. What's that mean there? Show more. So was she actually got a short clip on Star Trek as a but it wasn't in the list of things. Let's have a quick look at some of the clips. I pushed the wrong button. I don't know what I'm doing. I can see why Goofon likes him.
Okay.
Yep, definitely a Goofon copy.
Come aboard.
Yep, definitely Goofon so far. Riveting stuff. He's got a big mic, so that makes it important, is it? There's a big mic. What's that there? Couldn't get any bigger. Normally have big sports cars, but now UFO channels have big mics. Okay, let's just scroll on a wee bit.
I thought it
here she
work,
is.
but I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, it works. I can hear you. I like the headpiece. It's cool.
Yeah, you said you liked the one photo, so I thought I should wear it for the show.
I bet his eyes were further down, actually. Come on, tell the truth, mate.
Is it heavy?
No.
Okay.
Is it weird? I mean, I could just take it off. I thought it'd be cool.
It's fine. Take it off, yeah. And then we'll show it. I mean, you sell them, right?
What?
You make and sell them or something, right?
No.
Oh, not those?
You take it off?
For now, because it's having a reflection from the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how are you?
Good,
so these are the UFO guys.
Crazy busy.
Real life.
My gosh. Not as much fun as you've been
They're
having.
doing UFO research.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy busy too. Like, I literally had to be on set from 3 a.m. to 8 p.m. like every day last week. So this week I've just been completely done.
Wow, don't tell
Sam. I was like way out in Malibu from like downtown LA every day, driving like way out in the mountains.
I can't even understand a word she's saying, to tell the truth. It's still all mumbled together. Is it just me, or is it because I'm Kiwi and can't really understand what she's trying to say? Or is it other people out there find the same? But if she was a scientist at that age there and was a MUFON investigator, I would have been really surprised, but clearly she's not.
The world is not falling apart. The veil of worldwide corruption is lifting. That's what we got to think about. Like, you know, all this dark stuff is coming to the surface because it needs to be evaporated. It needs to go away. So we can't get rid of it till it's all brought to the light.
She's talking utter crap, isn't she? I don't understand a word she's saying. Light beings. Who knows what she's talking about?
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I knew right away it wasn't alien. It was, you know, our guys. So, but it's still cool.
Yeah, it's still cool.
So, anywho, all right. So, oh gosh, more people. Riker, Ross, Jessica, Tina, Richard.
Kingfish, nice chick. This is exactly what I was just saying before. That she's on there for ratings only, not for her brain or her knowledgeable insight into rocks on Mars. If you want to go and watch it, I'll just give a plug to it anyway, so you can go and have a laugh at it if you want to. Dream Team, Doc and Redhead. Her name just annoys the hell out of me, so I'm not going to even type it. It's like up your type of name. You don't, my real name is this, but you can call me Apollo. Maybe I should have a nickname. Maybe I should be called Doc Skinner, and then we might get some of his traffic. So how many subs has he got? Is that his channel? Is it just, or one of them probably? 1028 production, does look like it. Oh yeah, he hasn't got many subs. That's why he's on third phase. Okay, that makes sense now. Alright, let's close that down. Okay, what's his bio? I think anyone could could claim themselves as a movie producer. So the hire a boat, get some expensive cameras together, probably get a loan, like a 10,000k camera. Get on a yacht, sail down to New Zealand or whatever, and document it and make it into a documentary. Anyone can do that, you know, as long as you don't get seasick. So where's the bio link on this? Doc Skinner. Actor. Director. Producer. He certainly acted on third phases on the Dreamteam. Where's the bio link? How'd you get to him? Should be a click up here, shouldn't it? Let's see. Actor. So where's all the blurb about him? More on there, reckons. Oh, pro. Obviously you got something hidden, have they? We're doing that. Contact, view agent. Here we go. I've got to click on here, have we? Doc Skinner, here we go. That's not the bio. Add wish list, Doc Skinner. Must be a bio on him. Gotta be more than this. Oh, right, see, but there it is. I didn't see it at the end. Hey, not much said about him. He hasn't got much to say. I reckon they write these bios themselves, actually. Producer, actor, and that's it. Stranger 2020. He was previously married to Tammy Skinner. Is that meant to be great, is it? Anyway, so they're the people we're dealing with in the Dream Team at the moment. So now we go on to Dream Team and see what crap they're putting out. Yeah, I got it, Susan. Just as you posted, I think. Yeah. Eye candy, another flake from California. Yep, that should probably be an anti-Trumper. Because they listen to all the fake news about him. So yeah, we've got a bit to go over here. They were meant to be putting out another video today, and I was hoping it was going to be out already, about Trump saying alien DNA, and I was going to put it all correct for you. But a few people have jumped onto the bandwagon already, Goofon and also Alien Addict. So I'll show you how to do research on alien DNA and actually see what was mentioned in that briefing. So that's coming up. Just have to know how to do searches. Hey Joe, how's it going? At least we've got 3 watching, 3 hardcores, 3 people that are going to be educated on the bullshit out there. Okay, so the first one would be this video here. Oh, I think I've got it queued up here. Or was that UFO Man one? So UFO Man's jumped onto it, so I'm going to debunk that one, and we're going to have a laugh at his video. Which you can see he just cut and pasted it just to try and make money from it. And Charles just really hates this guy. And his subs keep growing. And this year, I think he's grown 2,000 subs at least. That was ridiculous, really. Garbage in, garbage out.
Third phase of moon.
Here we go, the Dream Team. We just looked at 2 of them.
Third phase.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here with a special report. We just received a video from Richard Cranner. He's given us permission to share it with you. He was flying his drone and he noticed something after reviewing his footage, and we're going to be looking at it a lot closer tonight in this episode. We have the roundtable with us with Richard Giordano from Goof on Radio. We got Apollo Asteria coming in from Los Angeles along with Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live, and we're going to take it out to
Now, I couldn't actually find anything on this guy here, the Dr. J one. He's like a big mystery, really. You type Dr. J and you get Dr. J Hynek, mostly in the search engines. So I'd like to know what the background of this guy is, because he's like a promoter of BS, Western coast to coast. And he also deletes comments, negative comments, and he also defends Third Phase of the Moon, obviously. So anyone that works with Third Phase of the Moon is a instant fraud. Frauds work with frauds. Hoaxers work with hoaxers. That's how it works out there in the UFO field.
Arizona and get Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions and get his opinion of whatever this triangular shaped craft
His
is
opinion,
with multiple
these guys are nobodies. Their opinions don't matter.
anomalies around it. Let's just play Richard
They're not
Cranner's video.
credible people. They're not like Dr. Valet, and they're not like Hynek, and they're not like all the other credible people out there that's actually got PhDs. So here's the video, incredible video coming in. So we'll just watch it and I'll explain it.
Got a little description and highlights as well. Roll the video.
Here we are launching the drone off the truck, and as I spin around, you will see this object in the back there. That was a bee that just buzzed by. This object I did not see with my own eyes. I did not see this object.
You could barely see it on camera on the drone, mate. So no wonder.
Scrubbing through, and I have no idea what this thing is. It's moving very slow. At first I thought it was a couple blimps or a speck of dust that bee just buzzed by again.
Yeah,
But it's something in the
flying
sky
past.
at a distance. Now, on top of that, there are other objects. I know it's just a little speck, but I'll blow it up in a second, and you'll see it maneuver.
Now, I've covered these over the years,
radically
and
to
if
the
you've been
left
following me over the years,
after it
you'll know
appears
straight away what it
behind this
is.
other triangle object. So there it is, bam.
So it's
And
obviously
watch it
moving
disappear,
left to right. The
and then it'll come back and spin off to the left.
rectangle, or actually
So it's obviously in and out
trapezoid
of
is
clouds,
moving.
whatever that thing is. Now, on
And
top
the
of that,
little
there's another
dots,
object, flying in formation with the larger triangle.
we will know what they are, because we
And of
know
course,
what
the
that
other
thing in the
objects there. So
sky
you can see that
is.
there's multiple objects. I did not notice any of this at first. This is only when I was trying to blow up the image to get a better look at the triangle object, or whatever it is. That's when I saw these.
Yeah, so clearly it's a banner plane, and the little dots, as we've pointed out in previous live shows, is the Piper plane, and you'll be very lucky to see it unless the sun glints off it. It's only going to be like 2 pixels big, and I'm not even sure I can see it in that circle myself. But you can see it's a square banner, and it's moving left to right. And this, you'll see what these turkeys will say about it in a minute. And I still can't see it. I was meant to clean my screen too. I know I've got some black marks on there. I can't see it. Yeah, so if that banner tow plane is visible, it's not now, clearly. And we'll just keep on going. But there's other black dots flying around here. Turns out, if you knew what the location was, it turns out to be an airport over there. And that's little black dots are planes, probably more Piper jets, probably, or small passenger planes. That are circled to get permission to come and land at the airport, because planes are not always on time, and they have to queue up in the airspace above, fly around in a set circular pattern, and then they give them permission to land. So you'll see these little black dots fly into the clouds and back around again, which could be just also training pilots in these small Piper jets, or Piper prop planes, I should say.
These other two objects. So there's a lot of stuff flying around here, guys.
I'll just zoom in a bit.
What any of it is.
Yep.
Okay, and
Too
it's
much.
not pixelations. These are objects. And,
so he wouldn't have
it's
seen it
creepy
with his
to me
eyes
when
because
you
you can
see
barely
more
see it on camera.
than just the original triangle. So there we go.
All right.
Give us
a
this Western goofy.
I took a really good look at this, and we'll start with the black object. The black thing looks like it could be square. Up in front of it, to the right,
He doesn't know what a square
there's an
looks
object
like.
moving the same exact speed. Then you see other objects looking like they're going into the clouds and darting about. Back to the black object and the object
nothing
that's
to do with the
going
black
same
object.
speed. That to me looks like an airplane pulling an advertising banner.
Not those ones behind it, aren't.
100% it looks just like it. The black thing even seems to...
I'm surprised Goofon actually got it
move
right.
Like it's being pulled in a way. It's odd. But it looks like it could be one of those banners. Now, Rich, what are the other objects flying around, you ask?
He says knocked over his drink.
You're not going to like the answer. But most likely, it's drones.
No! It's not! The most likely answer is other planes at the airport.
The guy, he didn't see it. And I'll tell you, from being a drone operator now, that black dot, looking down, depending on what he's using to move the drone around, is he using a small 4-inch screen or a 10-inch tablet? I don't know. But nonetheless, it's hard to see in the daytime your screen, so I believe he didn't see that object there.
Okay, this crap to me, I definitely can't really explain it away as being something natural.
So, for a professional UFO debunker, she hasn't even got a mic to stop the echo, right?
I was thinking, oh, maybe it's a drone, but drones aren't shaped like that. It's shaped like a kite, but I almost wondered, oh, maybe someone lost their kite, like the string broke and it's floating up.
No, totally wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's likely. I do think it's very possible it could be some sort of craft. And
No!
I say this because it's
See,
interesting
misinformation,
to me the area
disinformation.
it was found in, Ventura, California. Because off the coast of California, off the coast of Point Doom in Malibu, which is very close to the Ventura
Nothing to do
area,
with it.
there is
Totally
a large underground,
misinformation.
what looks like base under the water that is 3 miles wide. Look it up online, Google it. People have tried to debunk it, but
Also
no one's
looks
proven
like
what it
underwater
is. It
caves.
is a 3 mile wide underwater structure. You can see it from Google Maps, and this has actually even been on the news in LA. Just look it up online. It's very interesting. And I actually myself have sat with a friend who lived up higher up on the cliffs in Malibu and watched several ships come out across the sky and drop down right around that area. Another friend of mine, we saw these sort of tractor beam lights coming out of this one ship up in the sky and then drop down into the water.
It's nothing to do with the
overnight.
video, though.
So it's
Not
interesting to me.
it's
The
good
area that
stories,
was found,
but
and
no
there's definitely
proof.
a lot of strange activity in that area, and I think it might be because of this underwater base.
All right. So this video
Totally wrong.
from Ventura, California, is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now,
No,
it's
it's
not the
not.
first
It's pretty
time I've seen this
boring.
one. There have been several, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But for right now, let's talk about this video in particular. What I totally dig is that this was shot with a drone, not just somebody on the ground. So it was able to really try to get up to a closer elevation. Now, I personally would love to see a drone go after a UFO. There is footage of UFOs with helicopters, like police helicopters or search helicopters, circling these objects. And I would love to get my hands on some of that footage. So if anybody knows any helicopter pilots that have been involved in a UFO encounter, please send it to us.
Yeah, we've debunked that one in the past. Yeah, that's a police helicopter. There's nothing to do with that in the sky there. That's a police helicopter circling around for traffic or something, or maybe giving directions to a speeding car to the ground force. And that was just simply a clearly a line going up to a blimp, advertising blimp. So again, misinformation, disinformation, what do you want to call it?
This was shot with a drone. He did not see it at the time of filming because it's a drone, so I'm going to guess he had it on his phone.
I think it was a donut,
it's
actually,
outdoors,
if I remember right.
Unless he had the shade cover on it.
Probably a donut
It
shop underneath.
Because the second and third object in the image are very faint unless you zoom in. Now, the diamond itself,
it's not a diamond.
Could be a few things. Could be.
See, they're not even using the right scientific terms. Trapezoid, isn't it? There we go. Let's see. Fun math. Okay, so all those can be trapezoid. There's the one we want near. What's that one called? Here we go. Zooming in for science. Parallelogram. Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, what happens is wind friction bends it from a square going this way as the plane pulls it along. So there's all the different shapes there. Acute, right angle, isosceles, rectangle, square. There's a square. So Goofon was wrong. It's not a square and it's not even a rectangle. And the opposite is rhombus, is it? Well, they can call it a rhombus. So that's when the sides are all even. That's where the square is a square, but it's sort of out-shaped. So I think it's more going to be a parallelogram, isn't it? Where's the picture of it again? I think it's not a perfect square, is it?
Balloons or whatever, but
or perfect
like
equal sides, as you say.
I've seen this object since the 90s. Started with multiple military projects.
I hope so, mate, because banner planes have been flying around California for a long time, and Arizona.
And we'll get to that just one second. But on this video, you have this object that is going in and out of the clouds to the left of the diamond.
Give it a chance, Joe. They're going to say Space Force at some
okay,
stage.
There's something going on here. So my speculational theory, I made that word up, I just think. Speculational. I think I'm going to.
He's making up English words now.
I have this feeling like it's a drone from the Diamond spacecraft, and we do know that our military is working with dropping drones from other aircraft to widen their scope of their missions.
This is some intriguing footage. First of all, let's start from the
Really
skeptic's point
intriguing,
of view.
Dr.
We're not
J.
talking about debunkers who have an agenda. I'm talking about actually skeptical. What else could it be aside from calling it a real UFO? Now,
Apart
look
from
at
calling it
the
a
way
banner
it
plane, which
travels,
is really
and
what it
also
is.
look at the shape. We're talking about the triangle and the black object. It looks like
Triangle
it could
now.
be a kite as far as shape. Is it a kite? I doubt it because of how big it is. And the interesting thing is that obviously those
It could
two
be a
drones
kite,
that were
but
not naked
I mean
to
they
the
do make kites that
eye,
big as
but
well.
are visible through the naked eye, but at the same time exhibited things such as cloaking ability.
Cloaking?
Why
I
was
didn't
it
see
caught
any
on
cloaking.
camera as opposed to seeing
I
with the
saw
naked
the
eye? Well,
small
there's
dots.
obviously multiple reasons.
The small dots flew away, so it was out of range of the camera photo cells, so it couldn't actually detect them at some points. Plus, it was going inside the fog of the cloud, which also is what he's saying is cloaking.
Obviously, we only see a very limited spectrum of light. This could be outside of the visible spectrum. So many people over the decades have said they've actually filmed things that they couldn't see and all of a sudden appeared there. Now,
Imagine if they
also notice-
invited Mick West and Scott Brando there as credible guests to what they're seeing. They would have these clowns on. They would tell you straight away what it is, and they'd prove it to you, and they'd bring up Flight Radar and show that there's a Piper jet flying around with a banner plane, which we can't do because we don't have any of those details, do we? Else I probably would do that now. They were sent the footage without any date, time, stamp, so you shouldn't really be talking about it if there's no specification details, right? Because you know straight away the person filming it knew what it was, so just trying to get the channel noticed. Here we go. That's not it. Here it is. Oh no. Richard Gran. Oh yeah, I suppose it is that guy, isn't it? Spelt wrong. Yeah, but no details of date and time and all that.
The way that the black object travels, and also notice how the orbs are studying. Now, are these...
This is how these guys could get credible. You could say, well, I managed to get pull up Flight Radar, and here it is. It's a banner plane. No, it doesn't sound as exciting as a UFO.
What I'd like to call drones, are they extraterrestrial drones, or are they our drones using BT back engineered technology? Since we've had craft going back almost 80 years from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, 1941.
Also, the smaller objects, I was looking at them thinking, oh, maybe they're birds, but it's weird because you kind of see them and then they disappear.
Yeah, I thought maybe there were
what's
birds closer
interesting
to the
me
camera,
is
but
the
they're
way they
not.
zip around. I spent a lot of time going to UFO watches and Joshua Tree and Sedona and places like that. I love to go out to the areas where you can see everything in the sky when it's like way out away from the city lights, and those are great places to do that, by the way. But when you can see all the stars like that, it's very easy to see smaller, what looks like stars that will sort of zigzag around, and it's interesting to see those. I know a lot of people out here watching have probably been to conferences and seen, have experienced the laser pointers that you can point up into the sky and watch those zigzag around.
Yeah, we talked about that in the past. Laser pointers at bugs and bats will cause them to change direction. Not UFOs. That's Dr. Greer's nonsense again.
It's interesting because the satellites, they actually do not move like that, so they can't be satellites, and they are way too high to be satellites. So the way that those smaller objects move around reminds me of that.
Light shamed at them.
So that's all I can say on this. I think Ventura is an interesting place for UFO activity, and I do believe it has a lot to do with
2015. You had a sighting in Seattle in 2006. Propulsion systems, not necessarily jet, but toroidal energy.
So they're just talking utter crap.
Something we can't explain it. That makes it unidentified. But is it the aliens we want?
So that's the problem. They say, oh, it's unidentified, but really, when you say UFO, everyone thinks of alien craft. Everybody instantly thinks association of that. They don't think it's unknown craft. It could be man-made, blah, blah, blah. So it's always like a cop-out. But it's unknown. Yeah, but they really are talking about it being an alien craft when they talk about UFO. Anyway, enough of that one. I think I debunked it there pretty good. You could just bring up any picture of a banner plane and you could probably find that particular angle, zoom it out and all that sort of stuff. Banner plane, Piper. That's a Piper, single engine thing. And here we go. Already starting to get some banners up. I was hoping it was going to give us a banner with the plane, but Google thinks it's wiser just to give it to you without the banner. And they all go in the wrong direction. But these are little banners. The one that was being towed was obviously quite a big one, and relative pixel size to the size of the banner, it was only a few pixels, which you're not going to be able to enhance and improve it. But security team put out a few of these ones and I have debunked them. Probably have to get rid of Piper. Try that. So that's reasonably small size banners, but yeah, that's a really tiny one. We were looking for the ones that are really big. That's getting bigger. The planes start to scale down now. And getting bigger again. That's still not big enough. And you can see here, you can't see the plane, but it's there, I think. There you go. You can see the distance that can be between, which we see in the video. But there again, that's a small banner, not a big parallelogram or rhombus. Here we are, we're getting closer to what we were looking for, so if it's going in the wrong direction. But it's still too many pixels, and that banner's still not quite big enough. But we're getting closer to it now. And obviously that one's in least current as well. Air current, because it's not deforming. Whoa, that's a big one. Looks like it's taken off recently from the runway and it's pulling it up from the ground. Okay. You'd think we better find one that matches. Again, you can see how far away the plane is on that one. There's a banner plane there, is it? Yeah, we're looking for some big square ones. Maybe we should put black banner in. Here we go. Again, it's a big distance, but that's only a small banner. That one could be big, but we can't see the plane. I used to be able to find ones quite easily, now it's getting harder to find them. There we go, closer one. Still not big banner. It's big, but not super big. And they always go in the wrong direction to what we want. There's a double banner. And the plane's off screen up here probably. Here we go, we're getting closer. And you can see already it's a bit hard to see the plane in the daylight there. It's getting closer, but still not big enough. Oh, here we go. Have we found one finally? That one's getting really close if it's going in the wrong direction again. And it's not in big air current because it's not deformed, the banner. So yeah. Let's see. Banner plain black. Let's say UFO because they're normally the best ones to get mistaken. Here's one that we've done as well in the past. Another banner, but this one's flying this direction this time. No, it's not going to give us too many. Oh well. Not too sure what else to type. We used to get a lot more better images up than this on that search. Google's obviously changed the algorithm again. Used to be a lot of examples. Probably some videos out with them actually, where people said it is a banner plane. Let's see, video. Here we go. White Lives Matter banner. Trust that one to be coming up first, huh? Yeah. It's not a really good example either. We want the big black one, a little tiny plane on front. Typical, you can see how the search is loaded here. It's loaded with the BLM stuff, you know, typical Google. Planes fly low. I bet it's about politics again, right? Is it a video streaming platform or is it a political platform now, Google? They've lost their way. It's the same thing. Used to come up with lots of good examples, but it's not now. But I have got some in the past here. So if you type in here banner plane, probably I'll better find a few examples. Here we go. Oh, that's currently going. Men in Black. Where's the other ones? So even this search is not very good anymore. It used to be really good, but it's not. If you type in banner, you expect to get the banner playing ones. No. It just brings up the stuff that hasn't even got banner in it. Everything's going to pot with Google. Banner playing maybe. It's hard not to rant. It really is. It's frustrating. Unbelievable. It should at least give me the ones that I've done banners on. None of those are banner planes. Yeah, I searched on banner planes. So I'm not too sure. They need to highlight the words that they believe are in there. Because something's definitely not right with Google. And this is clear case. Let's try rectangle UFO then. Probably why no one can find example in my debunks. No, I spelled it wrong. Rec. Yep. Alright. There we go. Finally. Here's one that Tyler put up. and I estimated where the plane would be towing it. Obviously they have multiple lines connecting to a triangle point here, but I estimated it's going to be there. And we watched the video and we could see sometimes it would flicker around about that point there. So that was actually quite a good live stream. Just copy that one. And it's actually going in the right direction too. Another example. Oh, banner plane. Because hoaxer fraudster Tyler from Secure Team would tell you it was a rectangular UFO. And of course we didn't have date and time, so we couldn't plug it into flight radar, I don't think, on that one. But there are other ones here. Square UFOs, another good one, has a few good examples in there, but also try to balance it out with possibly black ops craft that also have a diamond shape. But because the witnesses didn't have any video, we can't debunk it, right? We can't sort of we don't have date and time. So again, it makes it really hard. I think there's a few more out there too I've done. Probably in these episodes here, maybe. Oh, this one was a good one here, which was a bunch of number balloons. And it forms a name of someone. What was it now? Eric? Something like that. Doesn't look like number balloons, but we're seeing like the bottom of a letter E there. There's a letter I. And I think the C was behind. Eric. And I think the other one was another E balloon. Something like that. Eric. Oh, C balloon. C. Oh no, R balloon. R-I-E. That's it, isn't it? No. E-R-I-C. That's right. Get it right, Paul. I can't spell a name. So anyway. That one here. What was that one there? That was the water cylinder that they have at Area 51. They were saying was a UFO above the base. That was hilarious, that one. I did some enhancements on it. At first I thought maybe it could be a weather balloon, but then I realised, hang on, I kind of think they had a water tank on Area 51. And sure enough, I found some old photograph. At first I thought it was maybe a weather blimp, because they always have a weather blimp before they launch something for testing. That one there was funny though, and Tucker Carlson got caught out big time on it. That's why I don't trust anything he comes out with on TV. He might be good on other stuff, but he's terrible at UFOs. And they don't have anyone fact-checking. They don't get any credible people on to analyse it and just tell them what they think. They just run with all the fraud channels. Then they end up with egg on their face, but they don't care. It's good for ratings, I guess. Area 51. What do we got? 51 water tank. Go and have a look at it. It's just hilarious. But anyway, after the show, that is. We got a lot more stuff to come. Here we got on Albert. What is the best, most agreed upon authentic video or photo of a live ET organism? Well, the only one that I believe could be legit is Mojo's, which is on my home tab. Go and have a look at his video and my analysis on it. However, it's one of the best hoaxes, done with all the right camera artifacts, interlacing, out of focus, poor lighting, They had everything there. So if he hoaxed it, he did a pretty damn good job. And he was filming it through reeds as well, which discounts it being CGI. So yeah, still one of the better ones. Anyway, better get moving on. Where did we get up to? Third phase. Have they put out the next one now? Oh yeah, here we go. Hey, just as I said at the beginning of the show, they're going to put out the alien DNA. So I got to go to that one maybe, because I've got the debunks for it coming up. All right, we need to play UFO Man's thing off the Square UFO, just to see, like, he's just a cut and paste ufologist that's trying to make money off you idiots out there that believe this nonsense. So 79 likes. Black Diamond UFO. See, it's misleading, clickbaity. Darton Black Orb UFOs, not planes. Over California. And what are they saying here? My favourite part is just the way he is talking about it. So he's talking about the drone guy. Just out flying a drone, it looks like error or like anti-gravity mode. So these are the type of idiots that these people love. This is this foul mouth DB Cooper attacking me over MUFON. Earl Grey. My favourite part is the way he's talking about it. So that's about all you can say, mate, isn't it? Because you ain't no specialist, are you? Now that's incredible. I have exactly the same taken on my mobile phone. Yes, banner planes are pretty common. Britain, black cube. Well, we're seeing the black cube helium balloons out there as well. Hey, he keeps calling the rectangular object a triangle. Hey, you noticed too. So did some of the Dream Team. Dr. J called it a triangle. That could possibly be a sign being pulled by a plane. Yay! So that should be like the pinned comment at the top there. I've seen other videos with these square-like objects where it's not, it's actually a rectangle, trapezoid. Great footage, good catch. Anyway, let's just have it. He just plays the clip. He just zooms in a wee bit more, I think. Oh, damn it. Gotta be careful with the double click.
You will see this object in the back there. That was a bee that just buzzed by. This
Yeah.
object I did not see with my own eyes. I did not see this object with the naked eye. This is something that I
At least
found
he's put the full footage there about third face
and I have no idea what this thing is.
cutting it out and
slow.
make it a bit more deceptive.
At first I thought it was a couple blimps or a speck of dust that bee just buzzed by again. But it's something in the sky at a distance. Now on top of that, there are other objects. I know it's just a little speck, but I'll blow it up in a second and you'll see it maneuver quite radically to the left even after it appears behind this.
Keep winding it up, Professor.
There it is, bam. And then watch it disappear. And
yeah, it goes into a cloud.
To the left.
Yeah,
so it's obviously in and out.
Circling the airport.
Now on top of that, there's another object. Flying information with the larger triangle.
So it's pulling that banner.
I don't even know what that is. And of course,
it's heading away.
So you can see that there's
that's
multiple
why it's on that
objects.
particular angle. It's turning it and hitting it.
At first, this is only when I was trying to blow up the image to get a better look at the triangle object or whatever it is.
It's not a triangle.
When I saw these other two objects. So there's a lot of stuff flying around here, guys, and I don't know what any of it is. Okay, and it's not pixelations. These are objects.
A bit. You look how out of focus it is, right? You probably could see some white writing on it. If it wasn't so distorted, you could actually see it was a banner. You could probably see the curvature in it, flapping in the wind. But yeah, again, he's put that up there. He's got 432 views on it. And he's got a join button. I don't even have a join button. That's where people can join and pay a monthly subscription to be access to special videos that are not public. And get ads removed and all that sort of stuff, I guess. Anyway, just total nonsense video. No analysis. Just going along, you know, with clickbait titles. It just makes me sick. Let's close that one down. So yeah, let's have a look at this alien DNA business, because I've already looked into it. So let's see what these clowns are going to say.
Third phase of moon.
That loud enough? It's pretty loud in the headset here.
They're trying to create a vaccine to make you immune from becoming religious.
Well, maybe it's the same, maybe it's not, but I can tell you this.
What the heck is this all about? Why are they asking the president these wild questions in regards to... Listen up.
She's also made videos saying that doctors make medicine using DNA from aliens and that they're trying to create a vaccine to make you immune from becoming religious.
Well, maybe it's the same, maybe it's not, but I can tell you this.
What the heck is this all about? Why are they asking the president these...
Yeah. I think I might click the wrong button here. Hello. Okay, we're back again. I was meant to unmute it, and I clicked the button above it. Whatever that does. So yeah. So they're questioning a statement a doctor made to Trump about that she's talked about alien DNA. And obviously Trump's not going to be a medical expert to know what alien DNA means. It doesn't mean alien greys, but these clowns are probably going to say it is, and we'll just carry on and listen to them.
How Donald Trump reacted to the question and much, much more. We've got from Los Angeles, Dr. J. Andy Elias coming in, as well as Paula Asteria, and then we're going to take it out to Arizona and meet up with Doc Skinner from 1020 Productions, along with Goof on Radio. Rich Giordano is going to be with us, and we're going to chime in.
Goof on, no, he's done
all
the
the way
research.
in Canada from Spaced Out Radio, and I'm going to get Brent's
Let's see what Dave has
as
to
well
say. I'm really
of what he
interested.
thinks this wild day was at the end of
I did
the
post it out on my
presidential
Twitter last
conference
night.
at the
See if
press
any
White House
of them read
meeting
what
today.
I said.
Now let's get to the panel and open it up right now from Paula Asteria. What do you got, Paula?
So this is amazing. The president just came out moments ago during a press conference and was asked whether or not alien DNA had been used in treatments concerning certain medical technology. This is concerning the doctor, Dr. Stella, who came out yesterday. There was a very popular show and it was taken down where she announced, along with a team of other doctors, about treatments for what is going on at the moment. So, what are the implications of this? I mean, forget what Tucker Carlson announced about there being off-world craft. This is even more incredible, because this means that basically the president just said that we are working with extraterrestrials.
Isn't she such an airhead?
I want to get...
She talks utter crap, you know. They're just talking heads are going. They don't do any research. You know, even I can do research. I don't have to be a medical doctor to research what alien DNA means in the medical field. It's been around for years, of course. I knew I heard it before when they sort of brought it up. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Get Dave Scott's opinion from Spaced Out Radio.
Come on, Scott.
The
don't
fact
let us
that
down.
they are now bringing in the idea of alien DNA as a part of this pandemic is utterly ludicrous. Look, medical practitioners, we are supposed to be able to trust
he's got it
our
wrong,
lives.
and he's meant to be a journo,
And if they are now
right?
going down these very sketchy roads, I don't...
The alien DNA is nothing to do with greys, and it's nothing to do with corona, but they're using it as a base to invent new medicines. But we'll go over that in a minute.
don't know if I want to be a part of it. You know, I mean, this isn't up for debate. We are talking about human lives here that are at risk. And we're talking about alien DNA in trying to find a
Come
cure.
on, mate.
This
Use
doesn't
Google.
make sense
Do
at
some
all.
research.
There is no value to it. And if
You
that
don't
is
know
the
what
way
you're talking
things are
about.
going, we're all going to die.
It is very interesting and
Well,
bizarre
if
indeed.
the
Now,
Dream
let's
Team
get to
died,
Doc
I
Skinner
think
in
UFO
Arizona.
Field would be better for it.
So I just watched the last question from the White House press meeting, and it was very direct
Oh, yeah.
about the alien DNA being mixed with human blood for a vaccine. I don't know.
Yeah,
All
that's
I
right. You
know
don't know.
is
Why are
that
you on here?
While I was watching this video, when the statement came out of the reporter's mouth, President Trump did not budge. He did not blink. I mean, completely solid rock.
That's because he
Like,
didn't know what
didn't
alien
faze
DNA
him
was
one
himself,
bit,
and he's
like-
not going to comment on it.
There was no surprise. Makes you wonder. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying
Trump's got more sense than you, mate. That's for sure.
the spidey senses are tingling on the back of my neck.
I
He's
think
got spice,
the people are getting fascinated about these recent
Spice, what's that? Is that like a drug, isn't it?
questions to the president. Very bizarre. Let's take it out to Arizona again. Richard Giordano from Goof on Radio.
Oh, this is going to be good.
We just got out of yesterday, a retraction from the New York Times saying, this had to be done on purpose, saying we have off-world vehicles in our
What's that got to
possession.
do with
That was an
it?
editing
Goof on?
mistake, something like that. Somebody said something they shouldn't have said, wrote down, transcribed, whatever. So today during a Trump media session, the question and answers, they were talking, I guess a reporter brought up about Trump's tweet last night about a doctor who was fantastic and very
Jimmy.
smart, and she made a video.
Boys.
And the question was
Snipes,
about the
how's it
video
going?
this doctor made. So the question that the reporter asked Trump was, so she's also made videos saying that doctors make medicine using DNA from aliens.
No,
Right,
not
let's
from
take
alien.
it out to Los
It's
Angeles.
just called
I want to get
alien
Dr.
DNA.
J.
So
Andy
it's just a
Elias's
term.
opinion. What do you think of today's statements at the White House today?
If anyone out there is a body language expert, I would love to hear what people have to say about Donald Trump when he heard that.
There is
question.
a
Now, from what
behavior
I
panel.
saw, I knew that President Trump wasn't necessarily taken aback, and he didn't, acting like in a joking
So
manner.
this just proves
because
that guy doesn't watch me, because he would know about the behavior panel and them doing Trump.
He's been talking about extraterrestrials either through other people by mentioning Area 51. He also mentioned Roswell, multiple things. But the fact that a doctor, a respected doctor, I don't know what country she was from, actually said.
And you notice that they make these videos, so they actually broadcast them live. Like what they do is they make it ahead of time, maybe a day or so, and then they upload it as a premiere, so the side chat is enabled, so they can get donations while it's playing. And the last one I saw, they were had $100 thrown at them for all this garbage, for misleading information. It's equivalent to snake oil salesman.
Alien DNA is mind-blowing, and
See the
that's
images
why
here?
people are saying
Alien,
President
alien
Trump
grey
is a
DNA. It's
disclosure
nothing to do
president.
with it.
So I'm very glued to the news to find out what follow-ups will be on this topic.
Yeah, well, you can watch
All right,
mine.
let's take
and
it
you
out to
can
Brent
find
Cousins.
out
Brent, what's
straight
your
away.
thoughts? Pretty weird day today in the White House press briefing room. What's really interesting, as usual, Trump didn't even flinch when he was asked this question. I would have at least raised a brow or...
Is he trying to copy Giorgio, what his name is, of Ancient Aliens, of the hairstyle? I don't know. His brother always looks like he's just woken up.
I would have even smiled. I would have said, where's this hardball question coming from? What's happening? Donald Trump is kind of, you know, he said maybe. What's he mean by maybe? Is there a possibility that there's alien DNA out there being supplemented for some sort of treatment? What in the world's going on?
She's also made videos saying that doctors make medicine using DNA from aliens.
The thing that caught my eye was the fact that the president didn't budge. Because that's a question that normally...
He's thinking, that sounds really strange. Like, you can see it internal thinking here. He's looking downwards.
No. So, this is a tough cookie for me. I don't know what to say on this one other than that if I was president, I would have at least raised an eyebrow.
Oh, at least get on to Google and find out what alien DNA is.
I would have been like Scooby-Doo.
Let's just do it now. Alien DNA. Alien DNA means... There we go. Oh, here we go. Alien DNA makes proteins in living cells for the first time. Now you got to find out what alien DNA is. Gene swapping means you have alien DNA. First life with alien DNA. And of course all these go back to 2014, but what the hell are they talking about? So it's been around for a while. Alien DNA definition. I wonder what that says. We need a medical journal for it, really. Do we share DNA with ET? That's something different. We're looking for the term alien DNA. Probably have to put it in quotes. Medical. Anyway, I got some links for it anyway. Just in case the searches didn't work, as we know Google likes to change things. In biotechnology, that's what we want, isn't it? Expanded genetic alphabet could allow for production of new protein-based drugs. So there you go. Let's see. Still hasn't really come up with what we're after. But it's at least something, anyway. We want the full definition of it. Here you go. Alien DNA is usually the name given to the foreign DNA that is placed into the cell. So there you go. It's nothing to do with aliens. Let's see what they say here. What the hell? Pop up. Pop-ups everywhere. In the recombinant DNA technology, in order to produce a recombinant proteins or to engineer the genetic outcome of an organism, there is a foreign piece of DNA that is placed into the host organism by means of a vector. This foreign piece of DNA integrates itself with the host DNA and produces proteins, which is basically like taking DNA from a virus and planting it into a cell. So that's what the woman doctor was talking about. She was saying she was taking alien DNA from the virus and implanted it into the cell to produce a vaccine. So that's what it means, and of course Trump didn't know what it meant. So there you go. There's a simple search there. But there's a lot more to it. It's actually quite complex. And of course you go. How NASA is using synthetic DNA in its search for alien life. So we'll come to that later. Ask a scientist, alien DNA. Here we go. Let's see what that one says. But they're all going to say the same thing. And what year are we looking at? I forgot to check that. 2017, this one. It's not like it's not new. I think it's probably one of the links I've got, actually. NASA funded research. Is that the same one? Looks very similar. First life with alien DNA. An engineered bacterium is able to copy DNA that contains unnatural genetic letters. There you go. And as you know, DNA is just 4 acids, 4 base acids, T, G, and A and C. A, T, C, and G. So it talks about it here. So we'll just maybe read out some of that in a minute. So here you go. You got the truth from someone who actually did some research just by using Google, and you can see we've got 3 different pages all talking about the same thing. Nothing to do with alien greys or Nordics or mantises or anything like that. It's to talk about the DNA from another host injected into another host. It's just the terminology they use. The other name is foreign DNA. So if she said foreign DNA, so let's oh well, we could probably read out some of it with a crappy reader, couldn't we? Let's just have a read of this one. It's actually got a quite nice little picture there. Let's see how it goes.
I can't really attest to the quality of scientific information presented on the X-Files, but since it's a police procedural about aliens from the 90s, I have to say that it probably does not qualify as a good source for scientific information.
Like third phase of the moon.
But don't worry, that's what I'm here for. First things first, I think it would be helpful to look at terrestrial DNA and the features that make it oh so special. Now, as exquisite as the double helix structure of DNA is, it's not the hereditary material of all living things on Earth because it could win a molecular beauty contest. Of course, DNA's elegant structure is key to its function, but we're going to look at the more general features of DNA that enable it to serve as a hereditary material. You see how this is related to your question, yes? No. You'll get there. There are 4 major features that any hereditary material needs to have: the ability to encode information, the ability to replicate, the ability to change, and stability. That last one kind of ruined the pattern I had going. Let's look at each of these requirements more closely. Image credit, Madeline Price Ball. The ability to encode information. Hereditary material by definition must carry all of the information necessary to build an organism from scratch. DNA encodes information in its sequence. You may have heard this word a lot in recent years. Websites like 23andMe offer DNA sequencing and analysis to look for mutations and find where your ancestors came from.
Phase of the moon and all those other idiots
you
out
probably
there.
inferred that they are somehow reading
Alien
information
Addict's got a
contained
video
in your
up on it.
cells. So what does that actually mean?
So, yeah. So, let's just sort of talk about DNA in general there. Stability. So, that one's not particularly useful. I think this one's probably the better one I've got here. For billions of years. Let's see, where does it talk about laboratory? Double helix. I think they copy, these articles copy each other mostly, don't they? Test tube letters. Scientists first question whether life could be stored information using other chemicals groups. Certainly DNA is very interesting, and life itself is interesting. It makes you wonder if the atoms and the energy within the atoms actually stores information. And the combination of the letters might be the way it can recall the information. There was a fringe scientist that sort of got laughed at about that idea. I can't remember what his name was, but there was a good TV series called The Heretics on BBC. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it. And it goes on about these fringe scientists who had these wacky ideas, but they made perfect sense, you know. He was saying DNA alone is not enough. He says, how do animals know how to do certain things when they're first born? It's like it's encoded information passed on straight away. It's like a brain cell. The brain cell retrieves the information somehow from the DNA. how to stand up, how to drink milk from the mother and all that sort of stuff, instinct stuff, right? How to start learning patterns around them in the form of babies learning English or whatever, or language, and then associating objects with the words and stuff, you know. It's not like the babies are taught that, they sort of pick it up. So there's got to be inherited knowledge in DNA that allows them to do that. See, more alien. So what's it saying here? Test tubes. So basically they synthesized DNA in a test tube. I know they were trying to put all the chemicals together to simulate like an ocean on our planet, and then fire electricity like lightning through the water to see if proteins would form and eventually have DNA form. So they reckon that's how life started on the planet. The other theories is that it drifted across on an asteroid or a meteorite impact and seeded the planet, right? Or it may have just had the right combination of RNA and DNA on the asteroid that got hit by lightning with other chemicals on the Earth and formed a unique strain of DNA. Maybe that's why aliens come here, because our DNA is unique different to theirs, because it formed in a different way.
Scientists first questioned whether life could store information using other chemical groups in the 1960s. But it wasn't until 1989 that Stephen Benner, then at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich, and his team coaxed modified forms of cytosine and guanine into DNA molecules. In test tube reactions, strands made of these funny letters, as Benner calls them, copied themselves and encoded RNA and proteins too. Nature Special, Beyond Divisions, The Future of Synthetic Biology. The bases engineered by Romesberg's team are more alien, bearing little chemical resemblance to the four natural ones, Benner says.
There you go, so
in a
alien
2008
DNA.
paper, and in follow-up experiments, the group reported efforts to pair chemicals together from a list of 60 candidates and screen the 3,600 resulting combinations. They identified a pair of bases, known as D5-SICS and DNAM, that looked promising. 3. In particular, the molecules had to be compatible with the enzymatic machinery that copies and translates DNA. We didn't even think back then that we could move into an organism with this base pair, says
That means
Dennis
you could actually
Malashev,
create life
a
yourself
former
and
graduate
create
student in
strange-looking
Romesberg's lab who is
creatures.
first author of the new paper.
From
Working with test tube reactions,
alien
the
DNA that
scientists
they made in the
succeeded
lab.
in getting their unnatural base pair to copy itself and be transcribed into RNA, which required the bases to be recognized by enzymes that had evolved to use A, T, C and G. The first challenge to creating this alien life was to get cells to accept the foreign bases needed to maintain the molecule in DNA through repeated rounds of cell division, during which DNA is copied. The team engineered the bacterium Escherichia coli to express a gene from a diatom, a single-celled alga encoding a protein that allowed the molecules to pass through the bacterium's membrane. The scientists then created a short loop of DNA, called a plasmid, containing a single pair of the foreign bases, and inserted the whole thing into E. coli cells. With the diatom protein supplying a diet of foreign nucleotides, the plasmid was copied and passed on to dividing E. coli cells for nearly a week. When the supply of foreign nucleotides ran out, the bacteria replaced the foreign bases with natural ones. Alien Control Malashev sees the ability to control the uptake of foreign DNA bases as a safety measure that would prevent the survival of alien cells outside the lab, should they escape. But other researchers, including Benner, are trying to engineer cells that can make foreign bases from scratch, obviating the need for a feedstock. Related stories: Chemical biology. DNA's new alphabet enzymes grow artificial DNA genome building from the bottom up. More related stories: Romesberg's group is working on getting foreign DNA to encode proteins that contain amino acids other than the 20 that together make up nearly all natural proteins. Amino acids need to rethink WH.
Had to shut it up. So this is the other one about how they funded research to create DNA DNA-like molecules. So that's also back in 2019. So it's something that's not new. So they're mucking around with alien DNA everywhere. So that sort of gives possibility that other life out there ain't going to have the same DNA as us. And that's probably why they're interested in us. Our DNA is going to be different to alien grade DNA or mantis insect DNA. And they've just got other bases out there. So yeah. Of course, they're using it to make new drugs from, which can obviously fool the viruses and kill them. Why that coexists with our DNA. So yeah, that's what that Trump thing was all about. So the breakthrough funded by NASA, blah blah blah. DNA's complex molecule. This authentic DNA indicates the 4 base nucleotides on Earth, blah blah blah. Keeps on going and going, but pretty much the same thing. What's that one say? Life detection is an incredibly important goal of NASA. So if they can work out other DNA, apart from ACGT as they call them, if they can find that on, say, they can detect it in soil samples on Mars, right? They might find Z and X and K or whatever the other ones are. That they could say that could be signatures of alien life. So that's what that's about there. But yeah, you won't hear on the Dream Team, only on the real team, the out there team. Because we do research and we understand a bit of science. And what's these guys got to say? We'll just keep on listening to their garbage, I suppose, a wee bit, and we'll have a look at some other bits.
Where did this come from? I want to learn more. But it was just stoic, I think is the best word I could think of. So I don't know what to tell you folks on this one.
I say this because when they asked him, he didn't respond to the question necessarily, but when he was asked it, his reaction was just, he wasn't surprised, he didn't lift an eyebrow, it was more like, I'm not going to touch this. But he said that this doctor is credible.
He was looking internal there thinking, how do I answer that? No, best not to answer it, because I don't know anything about it. I need to get briefed what alien DNA she's referring to.
And he said that we should be listening to what she is saying. So this is incredible. This statement just blows the lid off everything. This is really incredible.
It really blows the lid off. Comes the redhead. She's got it all sussed out.
And like I said, I mean, he didn't straight out confirm what they were saying. I mean, obviously, if he did, people would lose it. But his reaction...
It's funny, redheads always wear green. Have you noticed that? And it sort of conflicts, 2 colours that sort of stand out, I find.
His reaction was just...
She's not really a redhead, though, is she? She's a fake redhead.
He didn't flinch. She mentioned DNA from aliens is how they're making medicine. And he didn't even flinch. He didn't say, what'd you say? He didn't say, what? He acted like, I think I heard what I heard. I'm going to ignore it. And I'm just going to answer this question to how I thought she was asking.
Trump is very wise, UFO, that's why.
I mean, he had to have heard it. Right? How do you not hear that? I think she thought
Trump was thinking,
wouldn't say anything.
Nah, it's got to be some...
He wouldn't catch it. He's not paying attention.
Some other
it's the
meaning
last
here.
question of the day. He just wants to go. He's just going to answer me without even listening to me. Watch. Maybe that's what this is. Unless that video is real. I couldn't find it. Maybe somebody here in the panel did. Maybe Cousins Brothers did. Maybe they found out the woman doctor and found this video that has that claim on there. That doctors make medicine from the DNA.
Come on, guys, you didn't even do basic search on alien DNA.
And we're hearing something about off-world vehicles, then it's retracted. That's like Roswell. And now we're hearing this probably, I don't know if this will be heard from anybody else. You never know, but I'm sure if we heard it, everybody else heard it live. There's no way we didn't.
Put to the bed. Can't stand those guys anymore. Anyway, yeah, it's just, it frustrates me, guys. It really makes me mad when I see idiots like that talking, and they don't even know how to do basic research. And what's the other stuff here? Roswell, the other thing, talking about the retraction business, and they're getting it all wrong as well. They're saying it's a cover-up, is it? There we go, cover-up, clickbait.
Welcome back, Blake Cousins here, Third Phase Moon, with some follow-up in regard to the New York Times article. Why did they retract their statements to a report that they just did a few days ago? Did our U.S. government, the Pentagon, recover off-world vehicles? Well, it turns out the New York Times wants to change the whole narrative.
Because off-world means Russian satellite that come down from outer space to Earth. That's off-world to on-world. Of course they recovered stuff, especially if it wasn't our technology. But it doesn't say it's alien. I didn't say it was alien. That's the key here.
The panel tonight, we're going to be doing a little discussion on this breaking news and why did the New York Times do this? Is this Roswell, Mexico, all over again?
What the hell's that got to do with it?
Change the story and cover it up.
That picture.
Well, are we surprised?
Clickbait.
Roswell all over again. This time, instead of it being a paper in New Mexico,
I don't think it's Roswell or going myself. I think it's just a misquote what the guy said.
It was earth-shattering a few days ago. And now I may seem deflated. I am, but I think we all know what the truth is, and we know that some people in the powers that be category.
He doesn't know what truth is. He can't even know what alien DNA is. He's just a filmmaker.
This is like Roswell all over again. It's really weird.
Yeah.
1947, Navy captures a flying disc. It's recovered. We got it. Next day, it was just a balloon.
Yeah, where's the debris then if it's the same as Roswell? They didn't put any debris, pictures of debris in the paper.
Sorry about that. 2020, a couple of days ago, we have off-world vehicles. Next day, we really don't. We're sorry. We did it again. Yeah, I know it was only decades later, but we're just testing you.
They didn't say they didn't have.
How did you
they
react?
Just weirded
Did you believe we had off-world vehicles? Did you believe it? You did? You didn't? You didn't care? I mean, what are they doing to us? This is the New York Times supposedly making a mistake and retracting what they've said or what they've misquoted or whoever said what about off-world vehicles. Nah. Can't do this.
Yes, they can. Oh, here's yes, Mrs. Redhead.
Like I said yesterday, I do think that this is a test on the American public to see how we would react to such news. I say this because in 1947, Roswell happened, the Roswell incident, where newspapers came out saying that there was a crashed flying saucer. The next day, they came out retracting this, saying, oh, we actually found a weather balloon, and that's what it was.
You notice they pad it out
now,
to
how could you confuse a flying saucer with
always
a weather
10
balloon,
minutes or more.
Especially if you were media that was
That's
there.
so they can put ads on it as well. But I've got it blocked, so yeah, they just talking the same old nonsense over and over again. What else we got? Alright, proves Lazar is correct. That's a rubbish. Doesn't prove Lazar is correct at all. Off-world just means off-world. It means off-planet. Doesn't mean it's alien. Again, it's the word like alien DNA. Alien DNA means foreign DNA. Doesn't mean it's anything to do with aliens. That's why they call it foreign DNA, which is probably a better word, really. Anyway, Bob Lazar is correct, they're saying now. Which is utter crap. A lot of people have been saying that the government have off-world material for a long time. especially since 1947.
It's kind of difficult once you release the technology to be analyzed and give it to everyone. They can just...
So that's that stupid Corbell music with his movie, so it's got to be his movie.
Run with it. You really can't keep the weapon potential hidden. You really can't. Look, with ET technology, you can literally rule the world.
Welcome back to Third Phase Moon. Blake Cousins here with some breaking news in regards to the off-world vehicles recovered. This is what the Pentagon is stating, and we've been following up on it. And we thought it'd be a good idea to get in touch with the man himself who was the original whistleblower in regards to an off-world vehicle recovered during an archaeological dig. We're going to be speaking with Jim Goodall, who just spoke with Bob Lazar just moments ago. We're going to share that conversation with you, and we're also going to have our special correspondents today chiming in on what they think of Lazar's latest statements and what he knew, and was he right all along. Goof on Radio, Richard Giordano is going to join us, along with Paula Asteria, who's going to chime in, as well as the connection between Bob Lazar's statements and what's breaking today.
I bet they got a lot of views on this one. What's it up to? It's got to be more than that, surely. 49,000 still. It's a couple $100 in the bank. I think they got a $100 donation on the side too.
And we're also going to get to Jim Goodall and his statements in regards to his recent conversation just moments ago with Bob Lazar. Let's just get some insight from Jim right now. Jim, how you doing? What's going on?
With the events of this last Thursday on Fox News, I felt I had to call a longtime friend of mine who I've known since before he went to work out in the desert, and that's Bob Lazar.
Yeah, Bias is a friend.
Talked to his wife first, that she's sort of
not an investigator,
gatekeeper. And I asked Bob. I said, "Hey, what do you think? You finally been authenticated?" And he said, "Nah, I'm gonna give it a couple days." He said when I first heard it, he said he was really, really excited. And then he sat down and thought for a second, and he said, "I can't imagine them releasing anything significant. This may be a smoke screen, but in a couple days, get back to me, and I'll if it's still in the news and if it still hasn't disappeared, I would more than happy to give my opinion. But right now," he said, I'm holding back."
Yeah, we covered Bob Lazar. Even the behavior panel on that live stream pointed out some changes in his story, and of course, over time that he's done lots of interviews, he's got better and better at it, and now he can sit still without giving away that he's lying like hell on the earlier videos where he's rotating around and looking side to side. Whenever they look this direction, apparently they're retrieving it as a story, making it up and retrieving it as a story, and you see a lot of that on a lot of the liars out there. When they look up here is when they're retrieving some memory fact. And if they look downwards, they're having like an internal dialogue. So whenever they look down, they're thinking about feelings, internal dialogue. What should I say? Oh no, panic, he's got me in the spotlight now. What should I say? What should I say? And then they look up here and look left, right, and left and right. So you can learn all this off the behavior panel, which is quite good. So yeah.
Dr. Bob, Doc Skinner was in on the conversation, and he had a big smile on his face.
He wants to make money out of it from another video on Bob, because...
and I met him with John Lear. I met him at John Lear's house. And I just
John Lear got
F-117.
John Lear got duped by Lazar. He took him out to the desert. He knew there were foreign plasma beams at a drone to see if they could destroy it. Or maybe use it for cloaking it, see if they can energize the skin in some way so it makes it invisible to radar. He knew they were doing that. We'd tested out a real UFO.
And I was the first person to do it. And
he probably worked out there, though. He definitely worked out there. And I don't think it was S4. I think it was probably somewhere out Area 51. But we know it can't be S4 because there's background radiation there that kills people. And I still think it's lethal even today, if you go and do some research on it. Papoose Lake, as it's called, which I've talked about over and over again in lots of live streams. Anyway,
closed by the time we got back to Vegas, and Lear said, "Hey, I got a friend coming over. He just moved here from Albuquerque. Seems like a cool guy. I think you'll like him." And
there you go. He's looking down, so he's got internal dialogue going even here in the younger days. And you'll see his eyes always move, story making.
In the front door came Bob Lazar, nice guy. And I told him about my dilemma, that I had shots of the F-117. He said, "Hey, I got a film processing unit at home."
So if they were in a blacked out bus, right, and he was working there, which is probably correct. As what though? Maybe just like a scientist to do number crunching or fix things, like easy repairs. It's possible, and he maybe saw through a scratch in the blackout window one of these craft they're working on, which was like a, bit like these stealth fighter planes with strange shapes, right? So he probably saw a rectangle shaped craft, triangle shaped craft, and all sorts of other crazy things they're working on out there.
The other side of town, let's go process it. So we jumped in this car, and we're about 5 minutes out of John Lear's house, and Bob looks at me and said, "I feel sorry for Lear." I said, "Why is that?" I said, "Well, he's from this incredibly famous, aviation family, Learjet. His dad brought that to the world." And said that, and the son of a bitch believes in UFOs. I mean, he said, how stupid is that? And this is before he went to work out in the desert.
Oh, right, yeah.
He also said,
the scanner got
"You couldn't put a gun
debunked
to
as
my
well,
head
didn't it?
to
Yes.
convince me that UFOs were real." He said, "I'm a nuclear physicist. If I can't put my hands on it or prove it mathematically, it doesn't exist."
You got to remember, Bob read a lot of the magazines, science magazines and stuff. He was interested in science and predictions, but same as what Billy Meyer did. He read a lot of the same type of magazines and read other people's predictions, and he plagiarized them for his own predictions. And of course, some of them are going to come out correct, and if you word it in a way that it's like a general prediction, but like you're reading star signs, right? It's pretty general, but people can sort of relate it to themselves in a way, because if you make it general, a certain experiment was done like that. Was it Penn and Teller did something like that, where they give everybody in a class the same reading. They said, "Oh, this is based on your date of birth." And he asked them how many believed that was talking about them. Pretty much everybody put up their hand in the class. And he said, "Well, everybody got the same reading." And you all got different star signs. And that just proves how astrology works. Because Penn and Teller are obviously magicians and illusionists. And they know how easy people are fooled by stuff. And it was on one of their shows that they did, and I thought, "Oh, that's a really good test to prove how gullible people are." So yeah, I don't think that this article from the New York Times makes Lazar credible, because there are a lot of people before and after him also were saying that the government had retrieved reversed engineer stuff, right? Goes all the way back to Roswell, for Christ's sake. The day after Roswell, the guy was saying they got transistors and fiber optics from the Roswell crash. Me and Rob have sort of covered all that in previous lives, so I won't go over it again. So what do the experts say? Come on, let's have a laugh.
It was like a Twilight Zone episode. Just kept getting stranger.
Telling us the truth all along.
Bob Lazar was telling the truth. Go goof on.
Off-world vehicles.
Where's the sound gone?
The conversation switched to, so Bob Lazar might have been telling us
his
the
audio is
truth
way down
all along. But Bob did say what he thinks he was working on was from archaeological sites. Like they found them in an archaeological dig site. I don't know how much that has.
Got to
I don't know
remember
if there's
this.
any proof of that anywhere.
MUFON
but,
reckons
is
the
Bob
ice
saying it?
lake is a
And
UFO.
Mainstream media is putting out there that we recently acquired. It doesn't really match up with what Bob Lazar said, because if we recently acquired off-world vehicles, that's recent. I'm thinking within the last 10 years. Isn't that what Tucker said? That was the quote.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles
Which
not
debunks
made on
Lazar,
this
then,
Earth.
doesn't
That's
it?
a direct quote. I'm not exactly sure.
So maybe
what
they
mean
have
by
received
that.
something in the recent
But
years.
what does this mean? Recently recovered off-world vehicles. You know what it means. Off-world.
Yeah, it means a Russian rocket or something crashed down. Who knows? Time will tell. Maybe they have alien craft, but they haven't said so. So until they change the wording, so it's explicit, we can only guess, and this is all these guys are ever going to do. So anyway, enough of them, I suppose. Better move on. So going back to UFO Man. He started his channel in 2014. He's had 2 million views, and I've had like 150,000 in 4 years. 31.2 thousand subscribers and 748. But if you add up all the ones he uploads and deletes, it's probably easily 3,000 videos. He deletes them as soon as they get a copyright claim on them. Or he knows it's dodgy and deletes it before anyone starts blasting him. So yeah, you can see here he's still getting lots of subs from this garbage that UFO Man puts out. 100 subs, 2,000 views. Doesn't make any sense, does it? So there's social blades, right? You can keep an eye on these people with this product, as long as they don't put it to privacy mode where they don't show you subs. UFO Man. And who's the next one? Alien Addict. And you'll see that his subs have been going crazy ever since he's teamed up with the Dreamteam, or Third Phase of the Moon, and Tyler. And you can see he's getting plus 20 to plus 10, plus 30. It's just crazy. And that's why they team up. But they're not frauds. Yes, they are. And he started a long time before I did. And he's only got 200,000 views because he says he works and he hasn't got time to make videos. But he puts out one crappy video a week, which is like a talking head. Doesn't give us any information, doesn't give us any debunks. He used to do debunks, but he always apologized for doing debunks. He always says, sorry Tyler, but I've got to do this. Now he's removed them all, probably unlisted them, because he doesn't want to be a bad man. He wants to be a good man for everybody. Wants to be everybody's friend. So you can see he's getting lots of traffic here. Watching his garbage is what I call it. Garbage in, garbage out. And you can search on any of these guys. And the other one is Unirock. Who else we got there? Secure Team. He's gone. But he'll come back. Believe it, he'll come back and he'll still have like 50,000 followers probably. Is that the one? And he's got a D-. He's always been a D- guy. And of course it's got 0 views, which we know is not true. And he joined just before Alien Addict. So we got no stats to go on now. But he made lots of money. I figured he could make a potential of $10 million from ads in the time he started his channel. But then you got to divide things and subtract for ad blocker that come in. I think ad blocker was coming in about then. and it was impacting on their incomes. But yeah, he would have easily made $2 million from just ads alone, and most of that would have been in the last 4 years of his channel, rather than the total of his channel. But they used to pay better money back in the older days. It wasn't unheard of to make $100 on 1,000 views back then. So yeah, good way to make money. And of course you can plug in other people too. It's a good one to keep an eye on, people. Did I just type it in wrong? Probably. Is the sound all working alright still? Yeah, it looks like it's not crackling or anything. So it probably has a few selections here. Look at that one. Proof. You know, what's the picture of girls with breasts on got to do with alien proof? Obviously people desperate to get traffic to the channel. But this guy here, has listed his channel as entertainment, and he's also got 2 million views, 800 uploads, and most of his uploads are nothing but talking about him. They're not talking about UFO cases or anything, you know, it's just garbage. And yet he's grown, and he's now on third phase, and he's getting more views again. But yeah, you can keep an eye on what's going on there. But the thing is, I did a background check on him, and he's listed in the court system. Remember how he was blabbing, defending the cancer claim that he was a cancer fraud, UFO proof. And he was putting in comments like, people change, I changed, I do not steal anymore. Well, look at this. This is only from this year. Arizona. Criminal. Guilty. And there's his name. And also the birth date matches up. You can find out his other court cases and stuff that has been made public online. And you can see that's him. Trafficking and stolen property. And you can see it's this year. 7th of the 4th. So I don't know what the outcome was there. He got a guilty verdict. Whether he just got a fine and probation. But you can go and do a search on the Arizona court base, and you can find a few other things up there too. So yeah, this is the people that you're listening to from UFO fields as experts. Go and look into them. Now it'd be good to find some dirt on the Blake cousins, the cousin bros, but I think they're just too squeaky. And they obviously did fake stuff, and they did scam people, but they never got to court over it, just like a lot of these UFO frauds do. Tyler won't go to court for the fraud that he did to the UFO field. And yeah, why would you be selling stolen goods? If you're running a YouTube channel where people are donating to you. Eh? Now I haven't doxed him here. There's no phone number, there's no address. But this is public information, and this is how rental people do background checks. So just get in there. And they use these services that look at all the free databases through a meta search engine. They just pay their money, and they crawl all the different court cases out there for the name and date of birth, and bingo, they get a more comprehensive list. Now he's got more court cases in his hometown, And he's also got a felony charge there too, which is pending, so he took off before it was concluded. So is he on the run again? Who knows? But he shouldn't be on promoting UFO stuff. In my book, he should be in prison for 2 years for crime. So get rid of that guy. So that brings us back to a clean sheet again, I guess. We probably could look at some of these ones again. Where did we get to here? Did we look at that one? I suppose I better catch up on the side chat here. UFOs are real, but if you listen to these guys and then it all makes a fun of it all, it makes it less real. Yeah, but off-world doesn't necessarily mean alien craft. It could be man-made craft that's off-world. It could even be produced in space, right? Through space stations or whatever. Could be something the Chinese are working on. Who knows? Yeah. Well, it have to be more than a fragment. A fragment, as Open Minds was talking about, could be anything, right? If they found some metamaterials, it could be, again, man-made or aliens. We just don't know. It could be made in space on a special space station that we haven't been told about. It's to do with the secret space force that Trump has. They've probably got their own little space thing there and research thing, making new weapons or materials. Who knows? But I bet they have. It'll be classified, so we won't know about it. Early third phase of the moon video of the two guys who recorded a spiky UFO floating around. Spiky UFO, was it a toy? And when Brent and Blake go in the garage, they see the object and get chased out. Really? So yeah, they were you got to remember those two are listed as actors, right? They're producers, actors, same as that 1028 guy. So they want to make fake videos of UFOs and sci-fi and try and sell it as a movie, but then they realise that they can get away with it as a UFO channel because everybody believes. I'm pretty sure that Brent guy makes all those CGI Kai parts and toys, those old ones. They say they get it through email, but I bet they don't, because we don't actually get the people on interview. They never get the people on interview that sent in the footage. They don't even get them on voice. They don't show the email. They say it's secure email. I bet it's not Pronto mail or Hush mail. I bet it's just Gmail, which ain't secure at all. They have no proof. They never give you any proof. They just say, oh, they received this. Title was a bad one for that. That's why I got suspicious. I saw a few of his and I thought, hey, something's not right here. I'm going to do some research into him. Because he's making so much money in traffic from it. And I didn't realise YouTube people could make millions of dollars, but he obviously knew about it. See, I was pretty naive because in New Zealand we're a wee bit behind the ball game here. Like we only just got fibre only like 3 years ago to the households. We're way behind the ball mark for fast speed for watching videos online. So yeah, so I'm catching up fast now though. Is Susan there? Are you controlling the side chat? Alright, yeah. At this stage, too intellectual and technology feeble to detect, much less comprehend. Yeah, that's right. Their technology probably be so advanced, we won't be able to wrap our head around it. And a lot of the people out there still thinks they open up a portal from another dimension and pop into our universe or whatever. So that's really outside the box thinking if you believe that sort of stuff. Even if you think of a portal or like a wormhole open up in the atmosphere and they pop out from another planet, what kind of energy would that take? And it's going to be a huge amount of energy. So there must be some other science that we're missing. And of course, we call it another dimension, but it could be that it's all around us. It's just that we just don't notice it. Like a 2D creature in a 3D world, right? And they don't see the Z-axis, they only see a flat world. So it's possible. We're still babies. Our science is in the last 150 years or 200 years, right? And because we were suppressed with religion, that sort of locked up people for saying that the earth was at the center of the earth and all that sort of business, right? A lot of people died in the name of science to get the truth out. So we're sort of, the Catholic Church has really slowed us right down, I think, in technology because of all that sort of stuff that went on in the Middle Ages, right? Once people were released from religion and the barriers of religion, they started becoming free thinkers and scientists were formed, and the rest is history. So what's this one? Blackcraft. I think we did do that one. No lights, Florida. So let's go back one. So let's see what we can find. Major airports. 3 UFOs near major airports. Okay, let's have a look. Is it going to be black ravens or something? Is it 3 triangles? Is there any pictures? It said there was. No, it's just drawings. So he's drawing pictures. But I know Earl Grey was talking about a military witness at an Air Force base, not an airport, said there was some hovering triangles that weren't theirs, hovering at the end of the runway, which is quite an interesting story. I wish he'd come on and tell us everything, but he can only tell us so much. Maybe that's one of the cases that he got to interview, find out more details about their background. Let's have a read of what this guy's got to say, though. It might be the one that Earl Grey was talking about. What year was it? Last year. It could be. It could be the one. Let's get a better reader. Got to start Microsoft up for that one. And let's see if it reads, because I'm not going to read it out. There's a big page of blurb here. It goes on a bit. There's a big story. Look, that's the biggest one I've ever seen on here. So this is going to be interesting.
Dear Sir/Ma'am, I was contacted by one of your team members today, July 22nd, 19, and by messenger on Facebook to submit my statement for what I saw while taking my dog outside on July 7th to 8th, 2019.
Damn
my
dogs.
sighting lasted from 11:58-11:59-ish p.m. to 12:07-ish m. when I came back inside to get my husband after waking him up and telling him to come outside and to hurry. My family and I live on the backside of the major airport runway, across a major highway/road area in Houston, Humboldt, Texas. I went to take my dogs out at 11:57 p.m., and I always check time before taking them out. We had been outside for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. I always look up to sky, and I pray, and give gratitude, as I've done since I was a very small child.
So he's religious.
On July 8th, starting at 11:58-11:59-ish, I look up, and look toward the stars from the southern sky, and that night there is something that is almost star-shaped, but super bright, with lights much like a football field outside of this star spherical shape. Below it there were two almost squarish, very slim windows below the stairs shape. The
So there's
part on
always
the
a good
bottom looked
story and
solid like
description,
metal,
but
much
no
like an
photographs
airplane,
or video.
but it was cigar-shaped and rounded on each end. Inside you could barely tell, but there were almost like pinkish, orangish glowing lights, sort of like a cockpit in a plane, but not, and no people or anything else that I could see. It almost looked as if it had what looked like some type of metallic crane-like tower, or something attached to the side toward the right end of it, and possibly
Crane.
was somehow attached to the star spherical craft, or another section on the top that was lit up almost like what a football stadium would look
Interesting.
like. The star sphere was shaped like those Christmas
If you got
ornaments that are
anti-gravity, you
glass
wouldn't
that
need
look almost
cranes.
like they are starbursts. I believe these are like hand-blown glass ornaments. But these things were not glass, they were crafts, and they were solid, or looked to be fully solid. I am looking at this thing, and I blink, and am about to turn to come back in to get my cell phone for the camera on it with a flash as well. Out of corner of my left eye to the southeast I see something rising up in the air much like a drone might began to rise, and levitate, gaining air, but these things were as big as like a military-type aircraft, similar to like a stealth-type plane I have seen on military documentaries on airplanes. These were similar, but I have never in all my life seen a plane rise up on the air much like a smaller drone would do, like rise and levitate and hover. It did not take off like a regular airplane on the runway. I am looking
Could it
at
be
the
a
white
Black
craft
Ops
to make
plane?
sure it is not moving or coming closer. Then I am
Sounds
seeing a
like a
huge black
B-2
triangular
maybe?
shaped craft, what I first thought was an airplane, but then my brain finally kicked in, and having a dad that flew multiple kinds and types of planes, I knew this was no airplane by the way it rose up in the air in not minutes, but seconds.
Hovering B2,
One, it was maybe
next
1 to 2
generation.
miles up in the air, right about where the planes would fly into George Bush International Airport. I blinked, and the black craft goes from like 0 to 100 plus from at least 1 to 3 miles away, not sure on that, and is over the subdivision, where we live, and only 1 to 2 blocks away from our house toward the southeastern sky. I guess I should mention this is not the first sighting of UFOs I have seen since I was a child, but
Of
the
course.
others have been unexplainable light sources, orb-type sightings, different colors, or extremely fast flashes of white light in the skies in other states. These three were the largest I have ever seen, and were or seemed bigger, wider, and longer than what a normal
Why didn't you
military
videotape
plane would
it?
look like, or any
2019.
kind of plane I have ever seen. So now I am trying to keep an eye on my
What
dog,
year was
who
it?
is unfazed by them, no barking, and she barks at
2019,
everything all the
sighted,
time.
you
None of
know.
them made any noise, nothing.
Where's your camera?
Usually there are cicadas, crickets, night birds making noises. This night nothing was making noises, no other dogs, cats in neighborhood, nothing. So I'm watching the white craft under the star, or planet, toward the SE in the sky. Watching the black craft getting closer to flying over me, and the dog in the backyard, and I started praying. I am a spiritual teacher, and I have had
There you
spiritual
go.
gifts, since I was very small, most likely since birth, and they
And that
started
means you can
developing
be
and
biased.
showing themselves at around 2 to 3 years of age. I put my
Means you can
hands
be
in
gullible.
my hoodie pockets, and in each pocket is a crystal, the left a selenite,
Oh,
and the
there,
right
crystal.
an Apache tears stone.
Oh no, he's from Sedona.
I carry crystals often for added protection with, and for my gifts, to help
Oh
with
my
not absorbing
God.
energy from other people, as much being an empath, lightworker and healer.
No.
I began praying and something told me to
That
just
sounds
talk
like that
and
Reverend,
communicate a gut feeling.
Reverend Polk guy.
With my mind I said, I mean you no
Who we
harm, and want
was
no harm to
faking
come
a
to
UFO
me, my
video-
family,
photo
my
that
pets,
we got
or
him
a
on.
home, or property. Please leave us in peace. The black craft was on a straight path to come right over our backyard, and as soon as I said that, the flight line pattern changed, and it flew up higher toward the clouds, and
You
went
left you
more
in
to the
peace.
NW, more away from our backyard and home. When it was about a half block over the street, that is a 4-way cross street above the street, all of a sudden, when I blinked and looked harder, there was a second black craft that looked exactly like the first one, but there were no
don't-
lights on the outside except for
believe
that
his
glowing
story
pinkish,
because
orangish,
you got no
greenish
picture.
light glowing from inside that I could barely see in this tiny window that resembled like the top section on what would be a cockpit windshield, but it was like a tiny strip of between the metal areas. On both I could see lights. The first one, the lights were lit up like in a cross pattern under each wing toward the ends of each end, left and right. There were
It
these
almost
odd
sounds like
metal-like
one of
track
those,
section
lead
systems,
kites,
but it
doesn't
did
it?
not look like it was part of anything with wheels like on an airplane. Also, the undersection was more like matte black, not as dark black, as the top section, more maybe between matte dark gray to black. I did not notice there were two until it got, like I said, past the cross street, and over the block of houses behind the homes
Sounds like
across our
these
street.
remote-controlled flying
Within
kites.
seconds of seeing there were two, one went again from
Wonder how
gliding
big it
slowly
was.
along at like 10 miles per hour to over 100 plus toward the NW, and the second one, still with no lights on except what I could barely see in the small window area, went toward the NE. The thing is, my neighbors on the corner were outside with their back patio light on, smoking cigarettes on their patio, and the neighbor behind them were in their yard that late. I don't know who was outside, but apparently none of them ever looked up and saw them, because no one said anything. We all
Should
share
have yelled
community
out to 'em
fencing,
then.
and can usually
Hey,
hear
look at
one
that.
another cough in our backyard.
That way you get multiple witnesses.
I did not want to be considered the crazy lady who thought she was seeing UFOs. I almost yelled across the fence, but I thought, what if they can't see them like I do? What if I point them all out, and they don't see
Can't
anything
hurt
in
to
the
try.
skies? I rushed in and put the dog in the crate, and came to our room, woke
A
up
crate?
my husband, and dragged him outside. He saw the largest one, the white craft, as it
Putting
was
dogs
almost
in
too far
crates.
away, but
Sounds
noticed
wicked.
it was not normal airplane looking, and said, what was that? I told him we'd talk inside, and then I explained all what I saw, and he said that was no airplane. What was that white thing? I told him that was just one of the 3 UFOs I'd seen within the few minutes I'd been
It was
outside.
LED kite.
I don't a Euro trademark T know what these were. If they are planes, I would say
I
they
think
are
this is a cut
military,
and paste
and
from
not
another
something
webpage,
that anyone
isn't
may
it?
have seen yet. I a Euro trademark VE been around airplanes my whole childhood
Got some
and teen
strange
years.
characters
My
in
dad
there.
had his pilot's license for years, and we flew in many planes, and had more than a few when I was growing
Sounds
up.
like a story cut from a
I a
blog
Euro
somewhere.
trademark VE noticed lately at night things get very quiet certain nights around the airport, but we can still hear odd mechanical whirring noises. Really bright lights off in area where they are expanding, but no
generally you get
noise
that
or construction
airports
sounds. But some nights
whirly
outside you can
noises
hear an
and
almost
bright
grinding
lights.
or humming that sounds somewhat metallic off in the SW areas that may be part of the airport, but it is heavily wooded areas that are fenced and say no trespassing, property of us government or Bush Airport. With fencing around them much like what is around the airport for
You
security.
think she's smoking weed?
On more than one occasion in last several months to a year, I have felt the ground under our home tremor for few
Oh, no.
seconds, but I was
This
just
is not one of
dismissing
these
it as
people where
tremor from
everything
foundation
happens.
shift W. All storms, hurricanes, and flooding in some areas near our subdivision.
Crystals,
Like I said, I
pray
don't
to
a Euro
God.
trademark T know what is going on at the airport,
Talk
but
to
they a Euro
aliens.
trademark V recently expanded tons trucks and vehicles in and out through service
Yeah,
entrance.
trucks will create little vibrations
Security
in
in
the
black
ground.
truck behind gate is black suburban type vehicle, or other colored suburban. I worked in educational
Oh,
and
there must be an
healthcare jobs
underground
that
base
details
then.
were important, so I notice most things more than some people. I don't a Euro trademark T know what they are. All I want to know is if ETA Euro trademark S safe to live here, if my
Poor
family is
MUFON
safe,
guy that got
and
this
if I am
case.
safe after having been anywhere near these things. I am worried about the chemicals I may have been
Crackpot, alright.
exposed to, and the major increase of all the airplanes that seem to be becoming more and more
Oh,
taking
it's
off
not the
from
one
the
that all
George
got
Bush
then.
International Airport.
This is the wrong
Every day
location.
it seems they are getting more and more planes, and they keep coming
Texas,
in lower
was it?
and lower. Some days they come in so low
Yeah,
that if I was on the
Texas.
roof of our home and stood up,
he's
reached
in
my hand
California,
up,
so
I
he
would be
wouldn't have got
touching
that
the
one.
bottom of the airplanes as they come into land. I have noticed more and more chemtrails in the sky in form of X's
chemtrails.
and what look like letters, either early in morning
How about
when sun comes up
Stargates?
or
So we've
throughout
got
the day.
Stargate at the bottom of the
I
garden.
want to know that my family, our pets, neighbors, homes and area of the city are safe, and if they are dumping chemtrail crap all over me, my family, our neighborhood,
Yep,
house
it's
and
called
city
the
or worse.
petroleum fumes.
Please note that at 12:25 a.m. on July 8th,
Mm.
I contacted the UFON group on Facebook, and I was sent a response from one
I
of
wonder
their
what her
team
name
members
is.
that also has spiritual gifts, and is an intuitive that told me they whoever or whatever they may be are not harmful
Crazy
to me
lady.
and my family. They are basically studying and sightseeing and mean me no harm, and not to worry.
Aliens are here for
I then waited
tourists,
until
guys.
6:20 a.m. on July 8th, 19 to contact your Facebook page, and was sent a response from one of your team members. I was contacted again today, earlier July
Have to
22nd,
share this one to use, I
19,
suppose.
to please come here to MUFON, and submit my statement of what I saw, which I am doing
This
now,
is true,
and that it had been
tinfoil.
assigned, or was being
Tinfoil.
assigned to a case manager. I am of sound mind, body and spirit.
Yeah, right.
My family and I work hard for what we have. We are good people, and try to be good to all those we meet, family and friends.
Yeah.
With my native Indian bloodline and
Oh, no,
ancestry,
Indian.
I am not frightened by the
Is
crafts
he one
themselves,
over
but I am
1024
concerned
like
about the type
Warren?
of chemicals and all the chemicals that are choking up our skies in
Oh,
and around
yeah.
our house.
She smoked the
I'm
Kool-Aid,
concerned
this
about
one.
what we are breathing and what type of chemicals, whatever these crafts are, for what they
And
may
this
be
is
putting
why
out
people
into
laugh
our
at us
immediate
in UFO
environment
fields.
where we live. We live a peaceful life,
Unbelievable.
have a blessed marriage. We are relatively healthy with things that come with aging. Our pets are healthy and happy,
This
and I want to
woman
keep it this way for all of us.
Has bigger
I am
comments
not
than
contacting
Shelley.
you for any 15 minutes of fame. In fact, I wish
Don't
to
laugh,
remain
Susan.
anonymous completely. I just want to know what I have seen, why I am seeing them, why my neighbors didn't, and just like the intuitive from HOAXED said, they will be
Oh,
coming back,
God.
and I will most likely see them again. I know they are coming back, and I know I will see them again.
Will she see
but I want to know
pixies
what they want with
next?
me,
Come on,
and I
tell
do
us
not
about
under any
pixies.
circumstances want to put my family in any kind of danger in any way, shape, or form. I do not want to be targeted for gang stalking, government, etc.
Yeah,
Like I
she
said,
wants-
I
she
just
hasn't
want
got
to
a,
know that my
a
family
web
and
link
myself
in
are
there, but
safe,
Goofon,
and that we have nothing to
not
worry about.
Goofon, MUFON.
I want no problems
will
with anyone. I
delete
simply
it, I
want
think,
to
if
know
we
what
got
they
a
were,
web link
and
in.
what I am dealing with, and why that is it. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it very much.
So you just wasted 20 minutes of our life on that. Well. When you die, you think, oh, that report really made my life. So what else we got? Leave that open, or go back to the other one, it's faster. So let's see what other black ones we got. I was working through the list. There's a lot of ones here where they got no camera footage. And that one was misleading because it said it had one and it was actually a drawing. Oh no, it said it had two and it was actually drawings. Blackcraft for possible drone. I think we looked at that one before, haven't we? We'll just keep on going. Florida, yeah. Next one, next page. There's quite a lot of reports with Blackcraft, so we've got a few to go through. Here's one, 2018. I'll just click that one open. Oh, London. A black craft right over London. You'd think millions of people would see it if that's the case. Yep. And I think we ain't got really good photographs, have we? Okay. Lots of trees where you get little black things called birds. And what's the next one? Okay, he's got a picture drawing of a picture, but he hasn't actually got a photograph of it. By the looks of it. Electric blue. So let's have a look at this one. But I'm not too sure what that is. Probably the direction that he saw it in. So you're saying the triangle would have been up here near this high rise, by the looks of it. Where's the high rise? That was in that one. There. So it was coming across that view. Well, at least he's tried to document it. So we'll give him some credits there. Look, there's another long one. So let's copy that one across too. And have a read of it. This one might be less wacky. This one. Is it possible that they'd fly straight over populated London, a black triangle? It seems a very crazy thing to do. That's the sort of thing humans wouldn't do unless they were cloaked, unless they didn't know they were cloaked. Yeah, not too sure whether aliens would do it or not as well. Kind of strange to bring attention to themselves. There's more questions than answers again, isn't it? Why would they do that? Or did they uncloaked for a few seconds so they could show it to him? What's so special about him though? So again, it's more questions than answers. I know Finn, we did Finn's one, but that was more out in a rural city, not a heavy populated city. where he saw two orbs cloak into triangle craft. So if you've not heard of Finn's story, you can go and dig it up. We covered it a couple of times. I did it once by myself, and later we did it with Robert. So you can find it if you missed it. Quite an interesting story, his one, and he's a more credible person than most of these people here so far. So let's see what it says.
I wasn't even sure if this was worth reporting, because I see a few UFOs in this area myself, and also from other people who report what they have seen. But considering the stress it's caused me and my cats with this incident, I wanted to see if anyone else saw this craft, and orbs that happened within hours of each other Monday night, and into early morning. I haven't reported officially before, but I didn't know where or how to until I looked up this website. It was Monday 22nd of October 2018 around 7:20 p.m. I was at home, and I had a strong urge to look out of my window.
So she should have filmed the cats going crazy or something after the event, probably, just to back up her claim there. But why would the cats want to be going crazy? Sound? Did they know that the Ronnie, what's his name? Ronnie Dawson's cat lady coming to get them? Oh dear. Okay, keep going.
Window. I felt compelled to do so like I was meant to. I have one window in my living room. The window faces north, and I was drawn to look to my right-hand side, which is any. The evening sky was dark outside yet clear, and no clouds were visible in that area. I saw a low black triangle craft with 3 sets of white lights, all of which were not bright, but dull as if it was about to dim. If the lights would have dimmed out more, it would have been undetectable, but they already seemed to look slightly cloaked / blended anyway into its surroundings, as if to camouflage itself. I could clearly see the outline of this black triangle very faintly as it was moving slowly against the night sky, and steadily across to my right in a straight path leading towards Enfield Civic Centre in North London. The craft at that point, it continued flying at a good pace, like a double-decker bus cruising past, so not too fast, and not too slow either. The Civic building, however, is roughly any direction. I found out the height of the building is exactly 46 m, so this craft was above the Civic, but not any higher,
Pretty recent,
as it was still relatively low compared to planes I've seen pass by in the past.
8 o'clock at night time.
The area itself is comprised of built-up housing and commercial area of shops
Should have
and
been more
restaurants
people see
and
it.
trees. I have lived here for a while, and have observed many planes, helicopters, drones, and hot air balloons, and even UFOs, which I haven't reported as yet, but I've been seeing them all my life since I was 6-7 years old, and had encounters with beings negative and positive. But this was different because the size of it frightened me. It was unusually huge, about the size of a football pitch. It dwarfed the buildings below it, and the Enfield Civic tall building below it. Its color was a solid black, no shine to the craft. Looks smooth like black slate. Only 3 white lights below it fixed onto the underneath of the craft. I saw it from my right-hand side, so am looking at the craft also from its side head on towards it. Before I saw this black triangle, let me explain, at 7:25 p.m. exactly, I looked at my clock on the wall in my kitchen. I was hearing high-pitched sounds, which is unusual for me, because I'm profoundly deaf in both ears and cannot hear anything without my hearing aids. I didn't even wear my hearing aids that night, as I turned them off 100% a few hours before bed, because I stayed up to continue reading my book. So the sound wasn't my hearing aids, as I only heard the shrill high-pitched sound telepathically in my head, but not externally like you would expect, which surprised me, as I had a weird feeling something wasn't right. That's the only way I can explain the sound. I do not have tinnitus either.
Full coming in.
I was first aware of the black triangle craft, as I mentioned before. I felt as if I was compelled very strongly to go to look out the window at that exact time and look in that direction.
It was
before
good
I
to
even
start
first
with,
saw it, I
and
heard
now
a
it's
high-pitched sound
deteriorating.
as I was witnessing it flying past, but with no hearing aids in my ears. Whatever frequency it was giving off, or whatever
She said
did
she
it,
got
made me feel
the noise
unusually
in the
dizzy
earring
and
aid,
upset, even
and she
crying.
went outside
I'm on no
to see if the
medication
sound
at
was
all, by the way,
outside. That
so
would have
my
made more
first thoughts
sense
were,
to
what
me.
is that outside the window? And I want that craft to go away, as it was affecting me emotionally, whatever it is. So naturally I got
Sounds
anxious,
like the
as
last
when I saw
case we
this
just
craft,
read
it
there.
frightened me like something happened to me that I can't explain, as I ended up in tears, then felt calm after it had left, but shaky, I honestly felt I can't remember anything a few minutes after 7:25 p.m. on wards leading up
she was
to 8 p.m.
abducted.
Because it was exactly at 8 p.m. I saw this craft appear, I was fully aware of what I was seeing. But beforehand the craft was not seen at 7:25 p.m., as I only heard high-pitched sound instead, so I realized I may have lost time in between that half an hour, not sure exactly how much time lost, leading up to 8 p.m.
It's too big to be
when
a
I saw the
kite
ship glide
or
away
a
from near my
toy
home.
that someone's flying around.
But I don't remember any other times in between it, so I lost time. Because during hearing the high-pitched sounds it felt more like it was telepathic noise frequency, and it altered my moods.
See,
I
it's
was
all gone
okay over
downhill
an
now,
hour
as
before
far as
I
I'm
even heard
concerned.
anything, but on feeling its presence before then actually seeing it I felt very dizzy and upset. The black craft
So
carried
if
on
she was
heading
hearing the
towards
noise
south
and
as it came
feeling
from north
dizzy,
direction,
then
and
saw the
continued
craft,
towards
then
any
that would have
heading
made
south in a
more
straight
credible
path
story.
with no maneuvers than I know. Longer saw it within my sight as I can't see past my rooftop. I stayed up
No
after it, not
photograph.
sure how long, and I was then aware it was 2:35 a.m. on my clock. I saw little sparkles of blue lights the size of a British 10p coin floating around my living room. Even though my living room is
She
dark,
was
only
abducted.
light that was on was my low-lit lamp, but just ignored the blue
The
sparkling
fairies,
lights. So I headed off to
pixies.
walk towards my bedroom to get some sleep. I had a strange feeling like someone was in the
Yeah,
next room, meaning
yeah,
my
yeah.
living room. It was an odd feeling,
Paranormal.
as I had just left that room, which is adjacent
She's got
next to my
everything
bedroom
going on.
and bathroom and hallway. It is impossible as no one has access to my apartment, and I'm living in a high-rise apartment with
Am
my
I
3
getting too
cats. It was
critical
only
now?
myself
I
there.
don't know. Maybe I am.
My cats, however, also picked up on something being there. Usually they sleep a lot, but last night they seemed alerted like something is in my flat, and they also watched around my bedroom. As I did also something felt off,
probably
then
heard
I
a
noticed
rat.
as my cats did also looking at the foot of my bed a strong feeling of a presence, and then bright electric
Oh, here
blue
we
light
go.
orbs
I told you
appeared
it's
from
gonna
nowhere. They just
deteriorate.
appeared in front of me gathering together, almost like a cluster was forming or changing shape, but they were not perfectly circular in shape.
I knew
Then
it was
they
gonna
moved
go
independently
downhill
away
more.
from each other. The orbs were the size of a golf balls. There were more than one, probably approximate 3 to 4, no bigger. However, one
course, I
flashed only one
videotaped
of
it
them,
all
but it was
for you.
red/orange and had a bright red circle of light within it. Then vanished in front of me, leaving the other few blue and white orbs to hover, but some moved but slowly. I regret having my phone on charge as my
There we
phone
go.
battery was very low, as I
Yeah,
wasn't able
always
to
hear
take
the
pictures
excuse.
at that time as I wasn't expecting to. The presence of these orbs felt very overwhelming familiar, and I heard the high-pitched
Mine's on
noise
charge
again
and it's
when
right
they
next to the
appeared,
bed,
so
so I
I
can
didn't
just
think
grab
this
it and
was a
start
coincidence,
filming.
as both of these incidents I witnessed had
Now,
the same
since I've done
high-pitched
that, my
shrill sound I
paranormal
heard before that
activity
evening,
has
so of
ceased.
course I was concerned and
They
scared.
know I'm trying to get
After
them.
that I must have passed out with tiredness, as I could not remember anything else at all after seeing the electric blue and white orbs and red orb. On waking up the next day, feel scared for some reason. My head and body felt more pain than
God.
usual. I don't have any indication
You
as
should
to
have a
why,
YouTube
but it felt
channel.
like I was never asleep. I don't have any visible marks on my body, only achy body and head like you would if you had the flu, except I do not have the flu
Sounds
or
like what
anything
me
as
and
such.
Susan get. We get achies.
But today my cats are very unsettled today, and acting out of character around me, even one hissing, sad face.
Well, I
My
must
cat
admit,
never hiss at
Susan's
me. The other
cat's a
two
big
are jumping
fluffy
around
thing.
up
Looks like
onto
it's
high
scared all the
places
time
and
with
threw
all that
themselves
fur
at
on
my
it.
swing bin in the kitchen, and all of them have hid away for no reason soon after from me. Even found my cupboard door wide open. My cats don't open the doors under the sink.
Itchy eye syndrome,
As
I
I keep
call
a
it.
small stool to stand on behind it to reach up to my
Cats
shelf
annoy
for dried
me with
foods,
the
etc.
eyes.
So it's all weird behavior from my observation. Eve
God,
had
she
my
goes on
3
a bit,
cats,
doesn't
and
she?
2 of them for 13 years, and the other 6 years all are healthy. But I know they are not themselves after what happened last night, plus I don't feel so settled either myself. It seems something isn't right. Can someone please let me know what's happening, or what to do, as I feel it's going to happen again. Can't explain
see
why,
a
but it's a
shrink.
feeling only because of when Eve witnessed different types of UFOs/crafts before. I've heard the high-pitched sounds, but I've never felt anything quite like this, as this one felt odd. Plus my wall clock in the kitchen stopped at 8 p.m. when I woke this morning. I just don't want to see it again.
Oh yeah, she's got all sorts of things going on there, and lots of claims. It's possible that she's got, paranormal and UFOs are definitely linked. But it's hard not just to laugh at stuff like this. They just throw everything, including the kitchen sink, into a story. And they don't videotape anything. At least when my lights were going crazy, I managed to record one of them doing crazy stuff. Believe it or not, that light's working again now. The video where it turns off the white LED, now it just works perfectly again. I don't know if it's temperature related or capacitor related, but yeah. It was after that strange entity jumping on my bed situation that I had, and I was trying to document it just to prove everyone that you could see imprints in the bed, but there was nothing there. Scares the shit out of you. You're too scared. You're scared shitless when it happens, and you don't think about grabbing a camera. But I have done it a couple of times since, and I've never managed to get the same conclusive evidence of the footprints moving on the bed. So I never bothered. But I tried to talk to it, saying who's there, see if there's any whispering or EVPs that other ghost hunters get. I need to maybe... It only happens randomly per year, this entity that jumps on the bed. They reckon it's related also to UFO visits. That the entities that jump on the bed are actually cloaked aliens. So yeah, they're kind of scary as well to think that these can pop into existence and take control of you, and no one else in the house knows what's going on. Yeah, but if it wasn't for my paranormal stuff, I'd probably be really like Mick West. But because I've had some strange stuff happen, I'm more balanced now and think, well, yeah, maybe it's possible. But yeah, some of these stories just got too much in it. They should be able to catch something. Okay, where did we get to? It's gone back to page 1. I really hate that when it does that. So that was in UK. That was that one. And then we got another one here. Greece, of all places. Chevron Delta. It's not actually a triangle. Wonder if that one's got a big story to it. It's probably in Turkish though, is it? Oh no, it's all in English. Oh, look at it. Another big story. So this is the thing with black triangles, huh? Everyone likes to do big stories on them. And it's just got maps, no pictures again. So let's have a listen to this one, see if it goes crazy. Oh, we need to copy that one too, don't we? Well, I do like listening to the stories though, even if we're not going to do video analysis, because there are no videos to analyze. So this is Greece. It's a shame we don't know what the investigated outcome is. I've always said that it should be public knowledge how it was investigated. We should be able to have access to all the information on MUFON after the case is closed at least. If it's open and ongoing investigation, then I can understand why. And it's so easy to block out address details and phone numbers for the public one, you know. So yeah, there's no excuse that MUFON can't open it up more. And I've always said that you shouldn't have to pay money to get access to these reports, but it should be done in a way that doesn't ruin the person's privacy. But lately they've been selling databases with the all shebang address and people's names when they never gave permission for it to be sold. They gave it permission to be investigated and used by MUFON, but not to be sold on. TV shows would love to get their hands on these stories and use them, no doubt. Make a TV series up. Black Triangles, 6-part series. Here's one story, here's another one. But we can do it because these are public.
My girlfriend and I were staying in the rooftop apartment in Coast Purdy's family resort in Coast Town between 6th to 10th September 2018. Latitude 36.889076, long 27.
How's it going over there?
298187. It was approx 1:30 a.m. on the September 7th, and had made the bed outside so we could sleep under the stars. The weather was especially warm, something we did every night of our stay. We had a clear view of the
Crazy
sky and
cat
part of
lady.
the horizon from our bed
More
where we
likely.
were sat/lay chatting. The strange thing is that before the sighting I said, would you come with me if aliens would beam us up? Completely in jest/joking, and we both said in a heartbeat as long as we were together, both genuine about it, but still a little
Okay.
tongue-in-cheek.
I'll see if I can
We'd
find the
seen
link
4 to
there.
5 streaks of light
Snipes.
above us, which were red/orange glow. Theses moved very fast, and would tail off in a different direction, so Theses
I
wasn't
can't get
shooting
access to it,
stars.
though.
Maybe too fast for fireflies? Or possibly bats. They seems too fast for either. Possible reflection off the bat wings? Bird wings? We're not too sure, but trying to find logical solutions for
So
it.
it's not a big
Anyway,
ship they're
at
talking about
approximate
here.
1:30 a.m. plus or minus a few minutes, we then saw a Delta/Chevron black craft fly over us.
How big was it?
The rear of the craft was harder to define, kinda blurry. It was moving SSE over the building/resort, from north-northwest direction, nearly from north to south. It was very easy to define the front edge of the craft having a triangle/swept wing front, and was completely silent, steady and constant in motion. As it was dark we could see a faint orange glow on the underbelly of the craft in various locations, lights of sort, but hard to make out a defined shape/source,
shite.
and because it was dark to allow yourself to get detail we had to look slightly off to one side of the actual craft. Due to night
Yeah, I'm
vision,
just trying to
the
find your
craft
comment.
moved right over us, and looking at the rear of the craft once it passed us it didn't seem to have anything that resembled a conventional engine, like a normal aircraft would have, or flashing lights. The craft then went out of sight across the mountain range. My girlfriend said it was an eagle? Something I find very hard to believe being the time. It was 1:30 a.m.
So it's really
and is now in
small,
complete
then. It's a
denial about
bird.
it. I said, did you see that? And she said yes I did. I thought I was seeing things, but this was witnessed by both of us. It left me feeling as if this was presented to us for
That's
a
Snipes,
reason,
I can't
something
find your
maybe
comment.
connected to our consciousness. Seeing that craft having had the conversation we did was not a coincidence. I feel it
That's
was
why
to
you
let
need to
us
be on
know they're
Discord.
here,
You can
and they
post
can
there,
sense
it
us
doesn't
and
get
are connected
censored.
through consciousness. Maybe the red/orange streaks were connected and prompted us to have the conversation before seeing the actual craft. Either that or a major coincidence, and a stealth-like craft of which the technology was beyond our wildest dreams. I
Alright,
myself
so-
have had a major experience separate from this some years ago, and I'm
Okay, here we
ex-reconnaissance
go.
in the British
It's gotta get
Army,
more crazy
having
now.
served over 10 years on operations in the Middle East and various other countries around the world, so I
Military
appreciate
person.
how crazy this sounds, but nevertheless we saw it.
Yeah, I was just trying to find Wesley's things to third phase spiky thing faked. Yeah. So yeah, that one didn't sound particularly great. Triangle case there. Especially again, no pictures. Which is kind of stupid, really. I'm just trying to find your comment. Hey, Wise, if you join Discord as a group member, you can post links and I can just grab it. Easy as peasy as that, you know. Just post it into channels for vetting. That's probably a safe place for it. Comments. I think it's probably gone to spam, and I'll probably have to use my other panel to be able to get it. It's probably going to be blocked. That's why you don't post anything to YouTube. It just goes to spam all the time. And if I allow links to be posted, then you get all the haters posting crap to their channels. So I can't do that. How can I get to the comments on this control panel on this other one here without stuffing up things? I'll give it a try. We want to have a laugh at third phase, I suppose. Comments. Let's see. Spam. Let's go into spam and have a look. Yes, you have gone into spam. I found it. Is it on today's video? Oh, you can't comment on today's one, can you? Robert. So Risley Snipes wants us to look at this third phase one. So I'll just post it up here and have a look. Spiky, what's it called? UFO Satan hoax caught on tape. Third phase, doing debunks? Come on, that can't be right. Yeah, we can close that down now. This has got to be a piss take one, isn't it? Is that sort of piss taking themselves or something, is it? Five minutes, 6 minutes. Ooh. The spiky thing. It's a balloon, was it?
Gentlemen that go by the name of Keith and Nathan, and they have this amazing video that they say
terrible
they
sound.
on tape.
Music louder than the speaking.
This UFO footage was caught on tape on the Hamakua coast. They are trying to sell this video for how much, guys?
Well,
where are we going to start?
Yeah, it's nice to see you guys. We've dealt with you in the past, but it's going to have to be.
That's terrible audio. Let me see if I can do something about it. Probably need to amp that one way up, probably.
Yeah. This is pretty unique stuff. Me and Keith are really
it's
lucky
real.
to get it. How about some cash? Just bring the cash.
Well, definitely. There's $10,000 these guys are asking for an exclusive 10 minutes that we
You'll
haven't
love this,
seen
yeah.
yet. They say they have 10 minutes.
Yeah, they
of
probably
more.
did it to make themselves credible. You're right. When did they put it out? 2011. Yeah. Okay, so is it CGI balloon? What are we looking at here?
Exclusive footage that they're willing to reveal for somebody that's going to pay at the highest
You
bid.
guys are here to buy it, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I've dealt with you in the past. It's been pretty good. Let's work something out.
I think we can.
Buy the footage.
It's great footage. You'll love this.
The number these guys are asking for, they want $10,000 for 10 minutes of
we
it.
gave you the last bit for cheap, so today.
So can we go on location and explain the events? And
This is going to
how
be
that-
acted, surely
Let's do it. Bring the
scripted.
$10,000 on the line. Well, we're gonna get back to you just in a bit, and then check out this exclusive spot, right?
Cool.
Oh, the audio and all that's crap.
All right, we're on location here in the heart of Honoka, and tell me about this exclusive footage that you got, and tell me on how you got it.
We just kind of came up here. We've been going around town for a bit. We was hungry. We came up here to see. We heard there was a soup kitchen.
Yeah, lunch. It was pretty good. It was French onion.
Yeah. And so we come up. And we went inside, and they had this camera for a really good deal.
It was 1 in a million shot, dude. We
They're
walked out here
dragging
to
it
see
out,
if the
don't
damn
they?
thing even
There we
worked.
go.
I didn't even really want to come out. I
Has to
wanted
be a
know,
balloon,
see.
doesn't it?
Next thing you know, there it is, and Keith's got the damn camera in his hand. What a
Is it being
coincidence.
dragged? Did I see a drag
kind
line
of
there?
playing with it. I put it up to the horizon over here like this, and kind of behind a little bit behind the tower.
Oh, terrible
And
audio.
I just stopped paying attention to it then.
All right, Keith, Nathan, tell me exactly how it went down right here behind. Did it come behind the tower? You said.
Well, it went up behind the
Amazing.
tower for a second. It was. How long do you think it was there?
I don't know if I can put up with that terrible audio, guys. Maybe put caps on. Okay, you can see it's a balloon. You can see the gust of wind it was going with the wind direction. So where's the footage then? This $10,000 footage. Hey, it's a Tyler Klockner balloon. 2011, eh? That's when he started. He probably watched this and thought, haha, I can make money out of these gullibles. $10,000, eh? Yeah, it looked like it was a balloon there. Did you say they walk into the garage and see it hanging up in the garage, did you? Is it at the end or something? How are we going for time anyway? Oh, so almost 3 hours already. Paul's been ranting for 3 hours. At all the frauds. But we got one, our usual Saturday, so we'll catch up on a lot of videos then probably. Yeah, probably more Dreamteam nonsense that I have to talk about probably. It's disheartening. It gets you down after a while. I want to see a real UFO. Oh, here it is. I got it in the back room. Looks familiar to the video.
Let's be serious here. That looks exactly.
Come on, we got this.
Where are these guys going?
I don't know.
We should just
There
get
it is over there, dude. See it? It's right there.
Dude, we should.
That's it right there.
We should just get the hell out of here. These guys, I don't know, man.
See, they're covering
Maybe
it
they
up,
did
like,
get
right
caught
there.
out.
Okay,
eh?
so
We at Third Phase of Moon go to the extent to expose the truth.
watch your.
It looks too scripted, guys.
Hey,
Now that's worth it. Let's see Blake get beaten to shreds.
Go. This is bullshit. Don't move, man.
This is acted, guys.
You bastards, get out of here.
That's bullshit.
Goddamn it. Move, man.
If they were going to beat up the car, you'd get a baseball bat and make some damage on it, wouldn't you?
Come on.
It's amazing what people
This
try
is
and
like
do
their
for
Skin
money
Walker
nowadays.
one that they got caught
We
out
at
there,
Third
said they
Phase of
went to
Moon
Philippines
are
when
looking
they're
for the
actually in the
truth and
backyard.
exposing fraud and looking for real UFOs throughout the world. So if you've seen any spectacular UFO sightings, you let Third Phase of Moon know.
Cobblers. Totally staged, yeah. It's so false, isn't it? It just, I don't know, it's like a sixth sense, you know, body language. I don't even think that was the model they used in the video. They look too solid, although we didn't get a good chance to look at it.
Just see. Is this a big hoax trying to?
So then what they could have said is, oh no, we just made a model of what we saw. Or something like that, you know. And that's normally what a hoaxer would say, and bring it over and you say, oh look, you can see it's not as big as the thing in the video. Or something like that, right? I don't think it's the same thing in the video, is it? Have we actually got picture? It's the sort of thing you need to get side by side off and just overlay it, see if it is the same thing. I just can't find where they're showing it. Oh, here, is it? No. No, I suppose it could be the same size. But it could be that it's being towed by a drone. 2011. Could be hanging from a drone and you're not seeing the drone, it's up here and it's flying it around and lowering it down. It may not actually be a balloon, it might be just a model like this saying. Because we don't get a full pan back or up and down look. Could also be on cables. I was just trying to see how close to the cables it was. Here we go. Is it dangling off a cable, power line going across? It's got to be staged. I thought we had some better footage than that. Anyway, enough of them. This gives them more publicity, doesn't it? But hopefully people see the deceptive. They're trying to prove themselves as debunkers when they don't have a clue. And people wouldn't have a model in the garage where they're being interviewed, right? So it's got to be totally staged. Yeah, kicking out CGI. Yeah. There's too many holes in ufology, that's for sure. No, I don't think I've ever seen that one. So thanks for bringing it to our attention, though. It's good to just have a watch of it. So where did we get to? Probably gone back to page 1 again. Yep. Let's see. We got down to that one there, Chevron. And we've got one here, 4 photographs. We'll just do this last one, I guess. Like I said, we hardly get through all the UFO content that's out there. Even ones that were missed over the years. A lot of these ones we wouldn't have got to because there was so much content to look at. That's why they need so many MUFON investigators, right? So this one's over power lines and we've actually got a video. So that one might actually be good. So let's read it out. We'll just get that one posted. DR3B. And we'll read it out. And we'll wind up for today anyway. Midweek rant finished. So we'll read it out from here and download it from the other one. Probably take 20 minutes to download, probably. Oh. There we go.
I am a lover of the skies, and have known we are not alone in this universe, since I can remember having thoughts. On his particular day I was outside in my backyard looking up, as I always do. I live near Mitchell International Airport, 5.7 miles, and Lake Michigan, 7 miles, and have watched planes come and go for years. I noticed a couple of blinking hovering objects in the western sky. It caught my eye because it was unlike anything I had seen in the sky. Round, flashing things.
Oh, 2 minutes.
I say things because I could tell they were solid. But then the reflection would disappear, and it would confuse me. I went through every scenario in my head.
Yeah.
Weather balloons? Nope. I've seen those before and these were not them. Silver mylar balloons? Perhaps there was a funeral service and a mass balloon release?
That's what it is.
Nope. They wouldn't have stayed in the pattern these objects were in. Planes? Nope.
We'll have a look.
As I mentioned, I've lived in this home for 5 years, and spend a lot of time in my backyard skygazing. No planes have ever behaved like this and been in this number over 20.
She's given us screen snapshots.
It was when I had exhausted all explanations. I pulled out my phone and started recording, hoping I could catch some of this anomaly on film. It was a bright sunny day, and I couldn't even tell if I was capturing any kind of footage, because it was so bright, and they were so far away.
Now.
The number of objects grew and grew. I was standing there for at least 4 minutes in shock, trying to make sense of what I was seeing.
Being released.
Then they started to become fewer in number. It was then I ran inside to grab my husband. Someone else had to witness this besides me. I ran faster than I'd ever run before, flung open the back door, ran up the stairs and screamed for him to get out back. He thought something was terribly wrong, and was surprised when he got out back and saw our garage wasn't on fire.
That's what we got.
I told him to look up, between the power lines, and just try to see flashing lights. He didn't at first, because by this time, they were down to so few, but then he saw them. He couldn't believe his eyes and wondered what they could be.
I have to look at the video.
He was a bit freaked out. They finally disappeared completely. We went inside and talked in length about what the EFF those things could be,
only going to be
and I watched the video
at the most.
Over and over. I could see them in the video, but on my phone it was so hard to zoom in. I showed it to people, but they really couldn't see much. It was when I started to go through the video frame by frame in slow-mo that I really saw what I saw with my own 2 eyes. And it was then I saw what I had not seen with my eyes in real time. At the end of the video,
God,
a
look at
solid
those
black
power
craft
lines. That's
zooms
trouble
in from the
waiting
north.
to happen. Well, that's probably phone
It has
lines.
shape and mass, and even spits out a jet stream. It flies across
Ooh,
the screen in less than a
terrible.
second. Nothing travels that fast. Nothing of this earth, at least. Video is best watched zoomed in and frame by frame.
Great.
This is the 3rd UFO sighting I've had in my 40 years of life.
I can't even see it on the video.
This one was different than the other 2. Included are the video and 3 screenshots of the craft flying in at the end.
Yeah, screenshots.
Notice the
are no
light in
good,
the first
so-
frame of the video before it starts. That's the general area of the lights, but remember, they are across most of the visible western sky.
Could be a plane.
I can't
turning
wait to
down,
hear what you
surely.
think.
That'd be funny if it was. Yeah, let's save that one. Let's see if we can identify it. She's got a lot to say. But it's meant to be a TR-3B, right? But if it's a banner plane, there's a triangle, rectangle thing happening. So maybe that's what she was seeing. Okay, what do we got here? Not much to go on, is it? Is that probably off the video? So let's have a look at the metadata and find out. Only 6 likes today. Did I upset so many people today? Did I? Well, such is life. So yeah, there you go. Screen snapshots, probably off the video. 1080. No, height is 750. So she's cropped it. She's zoomed down from a 1080p by 1900, probably by looks of that. Okay, that one exactly the same, and the first one will look off the camera itself, but no, that one's also been cropped. By looks of it, so unless that's the movie, no, and there's no camera information, but it looks like it's off an iPhone. A movie is always off an iPhone. It's their format, QuickTime. There you go. QuickTime, Apple. So we haven't actually got 12 megapixels from the camera. Doesn't tell us what camera type it is, because she didn't take a proper picture. She sent us snapshots of the video. She should have taken some normal snapshots as well. But I can see she probably didn't want to stop videoing. But even so, you should take at least one snapshot after it's gone. So it's got the extra metadata there and the phone type and all that. And the timestamp being roughly the same. Reckons it's 720p only there though. How does that work with the photographs that are bigger? It's greater than 7p. She must have zoomed in. So the 720p footage that she zoomed in and cropped. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so it looks to me like we're going to have to look at the video more carefully, because these images are no good. kind of looks like it could be a balloon with some reflection happening and some compression. And that one there looks like it's rotated. And it's not reflecting. So it's probably one of these crazy letter balloons, right? A whole bunch of them being released. So let's see if we can get our own images. I think I already got it open, haven't I? Let's have a look if we can find where they are. And I'm probably going to have to put it on slow motion and super zoom it. And not much popping out at the moment. I thought it was in here somewhere. Do you see anything, guys? Although I won't be able to see if you're yelling at me. There it is, there it is. Not seeing anything. Fancy having power lines over power lines like this. That's a big windstorm. That's a disaster waiting to happen. That is coming off a transformer. That's going to blow up the air and catch fire. What country was that? I forgot to look. India's worse for these, where they got lines everywhere. I'm still not seeing anything here. Haven't seen anything at all. We might have to leave it for next time, maybe. Although I did start earlier today, so it's not too bad. I haven't spotted anything. Do we go in even further, maybe? We can start to see the pixels now. I know I should have cleaned my screen. That's terrible. Makes it a bit harder to see these pixel UFOs. It's got to be here, isn't it? Ah, did I see something then? Oh, here we go. Alright. I think it was... Ah, great. We went to a black screen. I didn't see anything there. What are we going to do? Might have to change the colour, maybe. See if we can get it stand out. Video effects. Oh. What's best for it though? Lots of brightness. I don't know. We haven't got the same filters that we have for individual frame editor. We haven't got the curve thing. If we could do the curve thing, we could change a lot of that blue into different colors. Then it would stand out. Then we could turn it off. And these like the color curves added. Let's dim that down a bit, maybe. Oh, let's give that a try. Let's see if we can spot it now. Oh, we got 4 watching. Okay. Normally you get Charles joining on now. He's normally up early in the morning. So any bright objects popping out? She seems to be moving around a bit, you see. So not too sure what she's trying to focus on. Let's zoom in again. Oh, here we go. We can see it now. Oh, hey, see, the color changed. It sort of help us. The white object reflecting. Was there any other objects there? She said there were several. Seems to be going all over the place here. It's got to be milder balloons, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Did I see something then? Blinking. There we go. Number balloon rotating, probably. Oh, here we go. Little faint dots. We can't do much with this video, I'm afraid. We're only talking about a few pixels, aren't we? Looks like there's a lot of balloons moving around in air currents there. You can see little white dots if you carefully look. There's one up here. I ain't got the pointer though, because I've got it zoomed in as much as I can without. She's zooming in now, is she? There we go. There we go, got something there. Does seem to be a load of them. It's got to be a bunch of balloons. And yet, I was hoping to see a TR3B, but I didn't see it there. I can't quite get to quality of the images, so there might have been something there. See, that's kind of a strange shadow happening here. Is she filming through glass? Looks like it's like a reflection. See that there? Let's just hear what sound is. Oh, right, we got it slowed down. Is it out on the balcony? Sounds like it could be outside. Ah, right, I just saw a flash of white up here. It's got to be balloons. Now what's this line going across the screen though? See that? Maybe she's got the window open and she's filming through a window. Maybe she's hoaxing it. Something's not right here. See that there? The flash. Definitely as she's moving it sounds like it's a reflection on a window. Again, this is another why you use filters, right? That makes it stand out a lot easier.
What is that?
I don't know. Because you won't zoom in. You ain't got a decent camera. I bet it's a number balloons though. So we're not even sure what she's looking at here. We're not seeing any flashes. There we go. There's a flash then. Flash then. There you go, a whole lot of little flashes there. could even be like a hoax, right? Could be just some theory lights flashing in the background off the window. I don't know. I can't really see where I can snapshot it to enhance it. It's too hard, basket, that one. Such small pixels to deal with. Let's just grab one of these anyway and enhance it so she's got... Looks like she took photographs though, that's the thing, but they're not. It's some sort of app she's using to look at individual frames or something. But yeah, I should wrap up. 5 o'clock. Oh, be past your bedtime, why not? No serious. Yeah, we did see this one flash, but there's a whole lot of flashes happening. And that'll be as it's rotating. We'll scale it up. Ooh. So yeah, that's about all we would better get off the video as well. I don't think we're going to do much of it. But it doesn't look like a UFO. Well, it doesn't look like a TR-3B either. Brightness. Color swap might get for something. Might give us a shape. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like a triangle craft. Let's see, it could be a letter S and it's reflecting light off the back end of a S. But we just ain't got enough details. We have got some other illumination happening here. Yeah. My guess is a number balloon from a party. And so are the other ones. Let's have a look. And of course we saw them reflected in the video as they were spinning. So we got this one here. I wonder if it's the same one. And we'll probably wrap up for the day. Like I said, that one kind of looked like a banner, but once we've seen the video and how small it is, so it's going to be a letter balloon. Again, it looks like it could be the same one. S, letter R maybe. We just ain't got enough details. Oh, didn't I save it? Bugger. Okay, color swap. It's getting a bit slow now. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's a bit hard to tell. Looks like it's got some sort of shape happening here. That one kind of looks like it could be a U shape or E shape. CPU's maxed out. Reset it. And that's playing up still. Kind of looks like it's going that direction. And it's just making it too blobby. Looks like it's like a shape coming this way, going L shape. Could be another letter, SL. Someone's name got released. But yeah, that's just crap footage. I don't think we can even sharpen it. It's out of focus. So this is where a decent optical zoom would really nail it. It's just that the smartphones are just no good. No good for this sort of thing anyway. Unless you got a clip-on 25 times zoom clip-on lens. At least you might be able to improve it. Oh, there you go. That one's showing up the L shape a bit better. Rotating L, more than likely. Let's see. Let's have a quick look on the web. Helium. It is balloon. Let's have a look. So what letter? Definitely looks like it could be an L, doesn't it? What else could it be? A V? I could see why she'd think if she saw an L shape in the sky that it could be a flying triangle or flying wedge, right? But they're too small. Too small compared to those huge craft they're talking about, big as football stadiums. And the other one, which we didn't enhance, but we could try it, also looks like it's on the side, which doesn't help us identify it. And of course that video is going to be a pain in the bum to try and enhance it. Take a lot of time, and I ain't got it today. Photo. What are you doing, Paul? I'm looking for photo. Why can't I see it? Yeah. Sharp. Okay. So still we get a bright bit there. It sort of goes in and out. It's like two bright bits. So it looks like it's got two parts to the balloon here. Ends of the balloon. So letter F maybe down there three-dimensionally. Okay, let's draw around that. So it looks like a bright bit this side here. It looks brighter than the middle, and then you got a brighter bit here. And in the middle it fades a wee bit. Then it sort of fades that end here. It sort of goes off on a rounded bit. Bright bit there. And of course you got it going that way. So could that one that we've seen as letter L is actually rotated around? It's showing us the other side of it. Whether it's the same one, I don't know. So could that be a letter F? Kind of makes sense. Oh, I haven't there. I didn't do that. Where did that come from? Stuffed up. Really stuffed up. I'm not sure where it was from now. Oh, right, that bit there. Wasn't well drawn, actually. Does look like it's coming down there a bit too. And bending up. Letter F. And we're not seeing, this looks like the back side of it going this way. It's got to be a letter F balloon, I think. We haven't got much to go on this one up here. Kind of looks shorter as well, doesn't it? See that one? This one looks shorter, which is the same as what's in the picture. And if it's a gold one, it's probably going to be reflective, or a silver one, it's going to be really reflective. F, here we go. See that there? Did look like it was kind of rounded. But, yeah. Maybe I'm the only one who can see that. I don't know. So yeah, it's going to be a bunch of letters. Anyway. Leave it there for Saturday. But we should ask Dot Skinner what he thinks. Or maybe the redhead. What's her name? Apollo. What the hell does that even mean? Is that a made up name or what? I've never heard it before. No, I shut it down now, did I? What was it? Apollo. Apollo. Performance wear. What the hell does it mean? Shocks. Apollo dance socks. Oh. Strange to be named after socks then. Unless it's her product. Dancewear. Shocks at dancewear. What the hell's that mean? Yeah, it's doing all sorts of pop-ups. I don't know if it's named after her or what there. Maybe that's why she's famous. But she shouldn't be in the UFO field first. I don't care. So yeah, I'm not sure what's so special about socks. Anyway, I'll just close that down. And we're done for today. You better go back and watch it once it's compressed or whatever. Looks similar to... what do you got to say here? So when Thursdays did a live at night, but that one's in daytime. Are you talking about the one that I did a live stream on that debunks them as hoaxing? Are you talking about the lights around the edge of the house? Yeah, they totally faked it. Stevie Wonder can see it's a fake. They were around the time they're kicking out CGI. Yep. Looks funny with the third place. Okay. Looks a bit like the letter O. No, not after looking at the reflections. No. Not every balloon can be a letter O. I know we've had lots of O balloons. Satan's hoax caught on tape. Thursday's moon. You'll see a video mentioned early on thumbnail. Got hoax in red. Alright. No, we got there in the end. We had a few people drop in and out here. It is tedious stuff going over all the crap that's out there though. Yeah, if you haven't seen the debunk I've done on them, let's see, I better open it up again. I'll just paste it in before I shut down so you can go and find it easier. I've actually got a playlist on Third Phase, debunking them as well as exposing them. It's here. I'll just paste you the playlist. I think it's down the side here, is it? Truth about Corey Good. Where's the one? Truth about UFO proof. Okay, if you've not seen those other older videos, UFO proof, you know, you saw some new stuff that I have found. And there's all the old stuff. And this one will be added to it today. Bruce sees all. Mr. MBB. Truth about Third Phase. There we go. Although I've put some comedies in there. Piss takes. So if you ain't seen my piss takes, you'll be laughing your head off. Turds in space. Can't even type it. I swear this font's getting smaller on the side chat. I'm not sure what Google's up to. Turds in space. I might have to play around with the font size again. Debunked. If you've not seen them, remember it's a playlist, so it'll be down the side there. You can select which one, but in there, if you go into it, you'll see the list of them down here. And the one where they get called out is the one with the red and blue and red, blue and white as like traffic cop lights that have been busted. This one here. Is this the one you talked about where they were hoaxing a live event? Unfortunately it's on Hangouts, which corrupts the video occasionally.
Welcome to the Out There channel. With his camera motion, it seemed to be like you say, a reflection.
So we had a whole group of people watching this and chipping in.
Maybe.
I think here's the original footage here.
Just as he was turning away, we got that motion blur. All the lights down here blurred as well.
Where's the original
So
footage?
there you go.
They deleted it now. I wish I could redo it again.
The end of the video.
I could do it a lot better. But this one here gave them away. They were watching the lights on a tablet where the guy had recorded it from where he was standing. You could see they weren't horizontal like in the sky on the main footage. And straight away you knew that the lights were coming off the reflection of something that they're filming through, like a glass table or something probably in front.
You can still see.
There's the reflection of the lights of the house, and this is the reflection of the lights they recorded at the time. You can see, if you look at the gaps of the number of lights, we could work out that they were filming the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they probably were a bit over more here. And that's the corner of the house going around here. But, yeah.
More reflections coming off.
I don't think I had them talking.
Certainly staged, anyway.
Could have been a plastic sheet they had in front.
So they're playing it back on a iPhone, is it?
Oh, there you go.
You see the reflections of all the lights behind them. So the tree's not even in frame here. It's not even the same angle. They're saying, "Oh, there's the shot." It's not. It's not the same shot.
Anyway, you can go back and see them fake it. I don't know if I played them talking or not.
And they keep moving the camera a lot, so we can't see what they've got around the.
I think I had caps on, didn't I? Oh yeah, back then I couldn't record the sound of videos, so I think that was a problem. That's why I put caps on. But you can see how crappy the video quality was. It's probably not on the highest though here, but it's still pretty crap. Hangouts never use again if they even brought it back, but you can sort of read it. And he asked Brent, "What do you think, Brent?" And Brent says, "No, I got no opinion on this one." He didn't want to admit to it being a fake. Come on. But yeah, that's a classic one here. Third face. Faking. Live. UFO. They had some plane that was landed in the background too. You could see a plane coming down. But the lights were stationary. But the angle on the tablet sort of gave it away. Because they were filming it on multiple devices. And it should have all been the same angle of the lights. And you can see the angle had changed because the reflection angles have all changed. 100% reflection, you know. But anyway, better get moving. I suppose we've got Charles joining us now, have we? It's getting there that time that he gets up. Anyway, another day. More garbage to go through, I guess. Who knows? Maybe someone's actually going to film an HD of a triangle or something. You never know what tomorrow can bring. But third phase will definitely have it if the footage is out. So say good night. Oh, thanks for joining. And just keep critical thinking there, and just be aware. A lot of them are. Some of them have got criminal records that we can find out on, as I've shown today. And yeah, you shouldn't believe any of them, because their main goal is to get money to live on or do drugs. Join, liking, and all that. I'm not sure if Susan's got a bed or not, but we better wind up. I haven't done any special effects today, have I? It's been plain sailing pretty much, hasn't it? Yeah, it's pretty good, apart from the slowdown on the paint program. Okay, ending. Good night all. See you again Saturday. Right, you're up at 6 in the morning there, Snipes. Is it? I don't know who's from UK here. Oh, you liked it, did you? It's only an average string today. It's me ranting and exposing people again. Sort of becomes a daily thing nowadays. Makes me sick when I hear people like Goofon saying, "Oh, cousin bros are so good with the camera." They should do. They got all that money to buy the fancy gear to do it. They're good at hoaxing. They've been hoaxing it for a long time. CGI, of course they're good. But they're not good for ufology. None of them are. That Alien DNA was a classic one today. Anyway, good night. Gonna end